gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the 20-time champion, the 2-time world champion, a legend, a co-host of The Flank, Patrick Price, a.k.a. Iggs. Give it up for Pat, ladies and gentlemen. We also got the esports engine, the producer, my friend, my companion, my duo. You know what it is, staple to the Call of Duty scene, Mr. Benji Nassim. And we also have a couple special guests here, ladies and gentlemen. We got Asim once again. You know, Asim had to make another appearance. He loves coming on. And we got Mr. Parasite, a.k.a. Chris. You guys love Chris Parasite. He's a great addition to the show. You're going to be seeing him a lot, especially during the majors. Gentlemen, how we doing today, man? Everybody doing good?
Doing great, Tom. We had a banger F1 race this morning. That was exciting. Tottenham beat West Ham. I was excited about that.
Yep.
There you go, Ben. Your team's finally winning games. They're not getting smoked by Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo,
we're not. We broke the win-loss curse. You know, we'd win a game and then lose a game, and then win a game and lose a game. We finally went back-to-backs.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then today, bro, I don't know what you guys thought, but some real quality matches. We've had a couple stinker Sundays, but this one was solid set.
No, we got good matches. It was a little tough for me today, just to let everybody know. I was in the emergency room all morning because my girlfriend got into a car accident, and she woke up with some back pains and some neck pains, and you know we wanted to go to the emergency room and make sure she was okay. So the first couple of matches, I was trying to watch when I was in the waiting room. You know, they wouldn't let me in the room with her, so I was kind of watching, kind of not. So I know some things I'm gonna have to let Ben and Pat kind of work the show a little bit today because I didn't watch too much until the last series, which was a fucking banger, by the way. I'm glad I got to watch the last one because that one was nuts. But yeah,
you didn't miss too much on the first one. Don't worry.
Yeah, I didn't miss too much, Pat. I caught a couple. I caught the ending of like a couple maps. I caught the ending, but we're gonna get into it and we're gonna talk about it. Let's get right into it. I'll shut the fuck up now. I appreciate everybody spamming hearts and showing love to Queen Mitch. I'm sure she really appreciates it. Thank you guys very much. She's okay. She's fine. Nothing too serious, but you know, a little bit of a stressful morning. But let's get into it. Let's hop right in. You guys are here for some Call of Duty, and man, did we have some COD today. We had Seattle Surge going up against the Los Angeles Guerrillas. We had Tuscan Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Gav to Control, Gav Hardpoint, and Tuscan S&D. Pat, let's kick it off for you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, before we get into this series and these videos, I just kind of want to talk about the Surge a little bit. And I want to preface this with saying, like, you know, fun isn't something one considers when balancing the CDL. But this does put a smile on my face. Blow it up!
No way, Pat. You want to blow it up, Pat?
Listen,
Pat,
Tom,
you have to add a solution now.
Well, here's the thing, Tom, and this is, you know, right, if you've watched The Dark Knight recently, when you're good at something, man, there ain't no reason to do it for free. So, you know, if Seattle Surge would like my input on how to improve their roster,
here we go.
They know my number. But
I'm sitting here waiting for every GM in the league to call me. I feel like a whole group set up like CDL GM, just waiting for one of those lines to ring. Go ahead.
But at the end of the day, I mean, again, we're still gonna harp on the same thing. That's back-to-back losses now. This one they didn't look good at all in my opinion.
Good map
They
one.
started off hot. They started off hot.
They were fine in the map one.
Listen. Asim, y'all gotta work on y'all's Tuscan Hardpoint anyway, but I don't know. I'm not sold. There's no ice in this team. Out of their last, I think 8 now or 9 matches, they're 1-8 or 1-7, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Really? Oh shit.
So yeah, they're still struggling. They obviously had that one game 5 against FaZe, but obviously it was a game 5. So I don't know. I still was disappointed again today. Yes, the good map won, but after that, it just looked like the LAG handled it pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I mean,
Go
ahead, Chris. No, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know what, Pat? I was one of those people. I'm always about giving people time. These guys, they've had enough time. They don't look impressive in any mode. Like,
even when they win,
all my pieces, Ben.
I can't point. Yeah, even when they win, I can't point out a single game mode or a single thing that they look strong in. And I think that's like the difference between, you know, every other team that's somewhat competitive, right?
And
even like Minnesota, you can see that they're like impressive in S&D, even though you might not think highly of them as a team. But like everybody else, like that is somewhat of a competitor. Like these guys are just the bottom half, clearly, and like they just don't have anything that they really shine in. I think it's probably time for them to do something to freshen up their roster, because I don't think they're going to be able to fix anything, in my opinion.
I would say that I would say that for them, if they're making moves, I think the like thesis issue is like everybody caught up to him, right? I think when you talk to any pro teams around the league, they were saying for Kickoff Classic and after Kickoff Classic, these guys are ahead. But the question is, what's going to happen when everybody gets back to the pack? Are they going to be able to adjust? And they haven't yet seemed like they're able to adjust. And you're going to hear this a lot, I think, on this show. This week's really critical to a lot of teams because you're losing a lot of practice days after next weekend. To try and figure out how to mix up, especially in some of these respawns, some of their base stats, strats, and breaks, because I feel like there's just not a lot of ingenuity going on right now as opposed to what they were doing in November and December. And they're keeping a lot of these maps close. I think this is a pretty close overall 3-1, but they're just not – they don't have the edge that they had, especially when they beat FaZe and they had that run a kickoff classic. That's all now dissipated.
Well, I mean, to talk about the first map a little bit, I mean, I know Asim, you're in here. To be honest, it just felt like the second rotation, you guys weren't doing anything. I mean, they were out rotating the fuck out of you guys. Yeah. You guys, Asim, I'm pretty sure you guys got, no bullshit, like 20 points the whole second rotation. Like what?
Yeah. I think Seattle's best map is this map in mode, is Hardpoint Tuscan, and we started off really hot, like you said, the first rotation, and then the second rotation, it felt like we were getting beat on every rotation, and they were just winning every fight. Dante started going off, so I mean, like you see right now, he's on a 5 spree. But yeah, I think that map one was definitely kudos to them in the second rotation for sure.
Hey, Asim, do you hold on? Can I follow that up real quick?
Go ahead, Ben. Yeah.
Watching this map, Asim, I felt like, and I don't know if it's the case on a lot of hardpoints, but watching this map specifically, I felt like you guys were just playing way too slow in the second rotation. Even though they were beating you and out rotating you guys weren't really like pushing the envelope, trying to make it a little bit faster. Do you feel like that's sometimes your guys' issue when you lose some of these hardpoint maps?
I think going from like practice, second rotation's always been our biggest issue, and I don't know if that's a pacing issue, like you said. Like I don't know if it's because we're slow playing or what, but it definitely did feel like they were faster than us for sure.
I felt like it was more just fundamentally they were just out rotating you guys. They were just a step ahead. It seemed like in the second half of the game, This is something I was talking to my challenges team about, because even watching them, they were always so good in the beginning of hard points, and they would always keep it close. And then once it hits the second rotation, it's almost like they lost focus. And I feel like pro teams have that same problem. Like sometimes when it's in the middle of a game and things are like hitting the fan and it's a really close game, you lose focus on the fundamentals and what you need to do on the map, right? Like people kind of brain fart or black out in the middle of maps. So if you could focus on those second rotations, like I think it'll help you guys a lot. I think a lot of teams need to focus on that, including the
especially on this game, Tom. Like the entire map, like it just seems like there's never a pause for some people. I think like it's very important that when you're rotating back to like the P1s, for example, on every single map, that you just take a second to reset, whether it's like getting there early or whether it's actually setting something up, because if you don't, like that's when games can get out of hand.
Yep. Let me add one more thought on top of this, Tom. It's something I've heard from quotes that I've seen from two people, which is Rambo Ray and Crowder, which is on this topic is all about game plan. And to your point, yes, you want to not lose focus on the second rotation, but you also want to be careful of deviating from your game plan that you set out before the map started. That's where I feel like a lot of teams get in trouble.
Yeah, it's just because when you're in the middle of a map and so much is going on, it's just, you forget. You honestly, in the heat of the moment, you forget certain things. So,
it looks like you're right, bro. It was literally
you guys weren't getting points.
It was like 111 to 80, and now it's 231 to 130.
I'm telling you, when the game ended, I was mind blown because I was like,
I haven't watched it back yet, but yeah, the second rotation looks really bad.
It was mainly P1 and P2. Y'all got outscored 92-2 on those first two hills on the second rotation.
Well, I think P1 is the most important hill on Tuscan.
I agree.
Especially the second P1. It's the most crucial part to set the momentum going on for the rest of the map.
You can chain it. You can chain it to the P2. If you pin people back on that like that fountain spawn, like the back fountain spawn, I mean, they're screwed. You could chain a couple hills and you could just go up so much. This Seattle team makes me pull my teeth, pull my hair, whatever the fuck you want to say. I just feel like, again, they're talented. I don't, to say blow it up, I just don't know what you could do. Like, I feel like they have the talent, I guess, just not as a team.
I have some ideas.
What are some ideas you got, Pat?
Like I said, I mean, I really would hate to give out such valuable information for free. So if Seattle does get to that point,
we have a show. We did get your ideas out here. You're not selling time to Seattle. Come on, man.
I like that. I like that co-host, Ben. Let him know.
This is a big blockbuster move that would drastically improve their team.
Then what's the move?
And for information like that, it doesn't come for free.
I want to hear it.
We live in a capitalistic world.
Nah,
It's
let's hear it.
possible.
Otherwise,
Bro,
let's
you're
see
a
it.
co-host of this
Otherwise,
show,
you're
bro. You
capping.
can't
Listen,
tell them
listen.
bad takes.
I am co-host, and I am gonna say something. So they outslayed by 17 in this series.
Did they? Seattle did?
This whole series outslayed by 17. And
Interesting.
I know a lot of people in the chat are like, well, they won game 1 by such a big margin. They only outslayed game 1 by 11, so they still outslayed by 6 on every other map that they lost, which is something that we were talking about before. Is like, well, Seattle really can only win series when they massively outslay, and now it's kind of getting to the point where even when they do outslay, and don't get me wrong, Sid and Preb played solid today, they just can't win. Like, so that's just kind of the theory for me on this team. Is I think they're behind now, and
rookies, man. Like
yeah.
They're late in
No, but Ben, I think Pat brings up a good point, because I think on Friday against Optic, they outslayed them by like 17 plus as well. I'm pretty sure they were like all really positive.
Yeah, but that's such a good problem to have, though.
It's a good problem. It's
You
definitely a
know,
good
like
problem
if
to
you're
have.
gonna have problems with the team, at least slaying is not the issue.
At least talent isn't the issue.
Right,
You know?
which is why I
Right.
hate saying blow it up when you have a team full of
Yeah,
talent, because I just
Back
want them to
my
figure it out. You
It
know?
was my original point that I said when it was the first thing I said when we said this series, which is like I think it's about reevaluating your tactics. Are you doing something different on your breaks? Your approach to map taking situationals, you executing an idea that's now kind of outdated. They need to take some time, and I think deep dive and mix up and add new things, because I either think they have the talent to execute those stuff, but sometimes teams get a little bit stale and they don't mix it up.
Okay,
and
well, if you're pointing, hold on, real quick, Pat. If you're pointing out that they're talented, right? Then you're going into the point where their leadership is the issue, or their coaching staff, because they're not basically reaffirming the fact that they need to do something different.
I mean,
and they're
they
not
can't be
making
in
those
the
I
steps.
would say be careful about that, because
hold on.
you don't know if some of their issues
One at a
are
time.
they're actually executing. They have a game plan, then they're deviating from the game plan when they get into the game, and that's a tough thing from a coaching standpoint. So I just want to
I feel like,
of course.
but I feel like something we're leaving out is this team is not outslaying every series. The problem is they're one of the most inconsistent slaying teams. Yes, they have the ability to outslay, but it doesn't happen all the time. So we can talk about game plan and say like, yeah, they need to reevaluate that. By the way, there's a very limited amount of game plan in Vanguard in general, so keep that in mind. But I just don't think this team consistently slays. And it's getting to the point that sometimes, even when they do slay, they don't win. So I don't know. I think, Ben, like, we could evaluate their game plan and change it up. But at the end of the day, they would just have those stinkers that they still do now where, okay, well, Zip threw up a 0.7, or they all just got outslayed massively. Like, that's still
I
a
agree with you.
reality for this team.
I want to put a pin in this real quick because we have Asim here. And Asim, I want to ask you a question just as I play this round, because I think it's going to kind of tie in together. Watching your team play, you guys definitely have been struggling in S&D recently. I really like what you guys kind of execute in this round. Kind of tell us, have you put in a lot more like S&D practice over the last few weeks? Like, what's your kind of, without giving too much away, like what has been your sort of game plan to try and get better in this game mode?
I think our biggest problem before was that me and Kyler had a different view on S&D than Austin and Pierce, and we just kind of sat down and like started grinding it individually and just try to get on the same page. And now I feel like I want to give a really special shout out to Kyler. I think Kyler went 10-4 in this map, and he won 3 separate 1v1s.
Yeah.
So he's actually been tearing it up in S&D. That's what I was trying to warn Pat yesterday. Is like, I know we've been like slacking on S&D, but for stage 2, for the most part, we've been really in sync, and I think that's the biggest thing that's going forward for this stage. That we've just been on the same page.
Yep.
You talk about one of these 1v1s. This one
was nasty too.
It was just a good play out of Kyler. I feel like he just knew where Pred was and he outplayed him. He gets the bomb down with 15 seconds left, and I like how he goes over the balcony like this and just predicts Pred to come through secret. That was a really good play out of Kyler. Just an easy read out of him. You can see so you're getting hyped up after that
I was
one.
gassing him up.
Getting hyped up after that. But yeah, I feel like Seattle, I mean, they come out and win the first map, but they have a little bit of a better showing here in S&D. I mean, this is a really big map for them. If they're able to maybe clean up their searches a little bit, I mean, I feel like there's still hope for this team. I don't like saying blow it up because I feel like they could. I feel like it's there.
Well, when we say blow it up, we just mean a change, right? We don't necessarily mean like all 4 of them gotta go. It's
like when I think blow it up, Pat, I think like Paris and New York and like those guys.
Not squad wipe, because I mean, at the end of the day, they do have enough talent. Or have a lot of talent. So a squad wipe is just not realistic in the CDL.
I have all candles lit in the background as a prayer vigil to some of these like mid-pack teams because, like to that point, like I just feel like when we talked about in the last show, it's like there aren't a lot of moves some of these teams can make to get better. It's really just going to be can you devote some time to try and improve your stuff? And if a move happens in a trade between two teams, like maybe that's going to be the play. Because I agree with Tom. Like, I don't think making wholesale changes to the Seattle team is going to make them better. I think it's smaller things that they can maybe adjust. Maybe they
I
maybe
could think
have
of
to
a
make one
change that would.
Well, why
All
don't
right,
you say what
spit
the
it out,
changes
bro.
instead of
Either that or
putting
you're
on the
capping.
You keep
headlines?
saying that, but you gotta
Guys.
you gotta provide solutions. You know?
Until you say that the idea you have, I don't
Pat,
think
do you
got
not
an
want to
idea.
push a narrative? Is that why you're not saying it?
Yeah, I don't want to push a narrative and give away, very valuable information that others would not readily have without
You've
my
already
expertise.
done it. You've already done it before on the show with other players and other teams. Do it.
But what specific
what?
player?
Hold on,
And,
do this.
and that was a lot of money out of my pocket.
That's cap. That's
What
cap.
are you saying, bro? Pat,
Hold on,
that is
hold on.
the
Then let's do
ultimate
this.
cap.
Let's do this then.
Just telling you.
Because I'm sure you probably Asim's in here, right? You maybe don't want to tip it to another team. Do you want to poke me and Tom, and we can be the judge here of whether or not you're capping?
No.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
I guess I'll send you a poke. I mean, you guys are my co-hosts, so.
Hey, I'm on the reverse sweep. Poke me.
But yeah, let's get back into the map a little bit. Asim, it feels like I feel like you guys have been switching bomb sites a lot. Like you kind of do like little rotations and stuff, kind of like mid-round situationals and stuff like that. There was one round where you guys were at the A bomb site and rotated back to B, and I feel like you do that a lot. Is that something that you do with the bomb? You kind of just go back and forth and you direct the pace and where you guys are going, or are you getting calls from your teammates? Like, how is that working?
Yeah, it's I usually like I think a lot of it stems from like the Cold War mindset where like people used to wrap the bombs all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to keep people on edge, make sure that they're not. I don't know if you noticed, but I always switch it up. I never play like the same angle, same spot, because I feel
good.
like I know you brought it up yesterday. VOD review is a huge thing, and a lot of every pro does it. So if you're not switching it up, then people are just gonna read what you do.
I know, especially with how competitive the league is. People are always studying VOD before the match, right? Like the day before. So you have to change it up, or you're just gonna get blind countered. Which, by the way, I saw Minnesota Rokkr running a lot of the same strats they were running last week. Especially on Tuscan, where like Michael sit mid and they'll all go B and shit like that, like doing kind of the same shit, and it was hurting them. They were getting shut down. Like pros are gonna be watching film and picking up on some of the setups and some of the rushes that some of these guys are doing. Seattle bring it back a little bit. They bring it back. They're only down around here and they go back onto the offense. Asim, you're always working this site by yourself. You end up getting taken down there. You said Mac in the interview. You said Mac had you a couple times.
Mac had me twice. I will tip Mac. Usually, like especially on land, like I was a different beast in that docks area.
Yeah.
But against Seattle, Mac like shit on me twice.
Why do you automaton right there? You like the automaton there?
I'm switching it up because watching VOD.
Haley does
Lamar
that too.
Lamar likes to play top warehouse and watch a pinch, so I was looking for Lamar.
Yeah, no.
Lamar almost made
little mind games there.
Crazy
mind
player,
games there.
by the way.
Yeah, Lamar almost made a crazy player.
This would have been insane.
I was going to ask
Tommy,
you.
Yeah, Tommy, I remember yesterday we were talking about how like people shouldn't be just hopping the bomb like late or early into the round and actually pushing out clutch, and I mean we did a good job of that.
Yep, no, you guys looked a lot better today. But
I was going to ask you, Asim, did you guys, because I assume you guys knew you were going to play this Berlin S&D against Seattle. There's a lot of footage of them playing this map in general. Did you guys kind of prepare for that specifically?
I mean, there's a lot of Berlin VOD against us too. I think it was just a little chess match between both of us because we both really like to play this map. So I would say there was a lot of hard counters and stuff like that for sure.
Okay, yeah. So I figured.
Yeah, and then you guys end up going to the A site. Is this where you guys wrap it back? This is where you guys wrap it back. So this is kind of just like a spread, play for information type shit, right? And just kind of see if you can find anything. See, you guys do a good job at that. I feel like there's teams that don't even do that. Skies was talking about it yesterday in the chat, the Florida series, that they don't play for info at all. Like when you watch them play, they're holding lanes.
Yeah,
and
Florida's a very fast team. They just run.
They're either running or they just like don't do anything. Like they just hold and don't really shimmy or peek, or they don't get anything. And you can't win rounds in S&D without map control, without information. So I like how you guys are slow playing rounds and you're changing up the pace, and it's just hard to play against that when you guys are rushing one round, slow playing another round, switching bomb sites, doing things you've never done before. I mean, that's what's gonna separate you guys as like a top S&D team. So good plays out of you guys. Like you guys ended up clutching up this round, right? You guys get the bomb down here. If I remember correctly, you get a blood with the grenade, good nade there. Which, by the way, people are really starting to hit some grenades because people don't run fortified, right? Asim and S&D. So people get one tagged by nades.
Yeah, online, Tom, like you can sound whore really bad, but online you really can't. So I think that's like kind of the meta right now in S&D. Everyone's running Ninja.
Isn't that crazy that online people are switching their perks and shit?
It's been like that before.
It's been like that for ages, yeah. But I feel like
games.
for the last 2 years though, because stage matches matter so much online that people are taking any advantage they can.
Yeah.
Also, quick little just a stat for you guys on Berlin, Seattle. They only win 7 out of 17 times, 41% when they plant A. So the other 59%, they're getting retake on that A side.
That's or on B side, you mean?
No, it's A on A
Oh,
side.
okay.
When they
It's
get
weird that
bombed
they prefer
down,
A more than B because B is so easy to like win the round on.
yeah.
And then we
But
get
it's
into
just surprising they're getting retaken that much.
Yeah.
And then we get into the Gavitu control. We have Seattle, who's going to start things off on the offensive side. You can already see Slasher pushing out that deep right. I definitely want to highlight Austin a little bit and some of the guys from LAG because Austin's been kicking up, man. He's been playing a lot better. I don't know what it is. Was it the attachment switch, Asim? He's got to change his attachment. All of a sudden, this guy's the best.
Yeah, it might be.
You think it was a big thing for him or
He's
what?
he's been turning it up in stage 2, and I mean,
He
I
has.
think it's insane. I know GP tweeted Pat like the other time like that offense only wins like 6 out of the times, but no bullshit. I think we are like 50% of those offense wins.
I was about
Like
to say.
we pulled a crazy round 5 offense.
Well, hold
wins.
on, because I have a bone to pick with you.
This is nuts.
You've never capped B point on either Tuscan or Gavutu.
That's
offense.
crazy. And we
You've never
and we
done
won
it.
the most offenses.
Yeah, all of your offense
Oh,
round wins
shit.
have came from team wipes, but
Wait,
you've
wow.
never capped B.
You guys
That's
have
actually a
never
crazy
capped
stat.
the B point ever?
on either map. They've never
What the
capped B.
fuck? Wait,
They
that is
only-
actually insane.
I
That
mean,
is
hey,
crazy.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, when it turns into ticks, we might need to switch up our game plan. That's
Yeah,
all I gotta
100. I
say.
was gonna say, hey, with the tick change, y'all better start fucking stacking these points.
Tommy, you know me, man. I'm the most adaptable. You put something in front of me, I'll
Oh
find a
yeah,
way to
well,
adapt to it.
listen, you guys are playing the game how it's supposed to be played right
Automaton,
now. I mean,
Grapple Sog.
yeah, I mean,
MP40. Come on
so
now.
once the
How you
game
doing?
actually changes, like you're gonna have to adapt
You're
to
not-
it. Every
Oh, of
team's
course,
gonna have
yeah.
to adapt.
You're not the only one though. On Tuscan, it's you guys and LAT that's never capped B point, and on Gavutu, it's you guys, Rokkr, Legion, and Surge that have never capped B on offense.
Yeah, but we have a shit ton of Gavitu offense wins.
But they come all
gotta
from
tip that.
team wipes, so there's 4 of them, and they all come
You gotta
from
tip
getting
that.
kills.
I tip it, Asim. I definitely tip that. Talk to me a little bit. What were the comms like in this offense? You guys get onto the B site. You see Big P pulling the
Big
Trey
P saved
Zero,
the round
right?
For us, he pops a 3-piece on B, or yeah, I think it was I think he was on a 5-streak right there. But then I think at this point we were just kind of on a momentum, like we were putting them in their base really.
Well, the thing,
same way Toronto did
the thing
against
that I
FaZe.
try to tell people, Asim, is on this map when you have pressure on B, when you come off spawn, you have to keep putting that pressure on B over and over and over again. What you were just doing right there, how you like refunneled B and kept pushing it. And it's kind of like a choo-choo train, right? The more you have pressure B, the less pressure you have on A. It allows you to cap the 8 point, and if you do get kills on a B point, you can almost cap that too. So you know you definitely see a lot
how
of
do we
people
win this?
playing really aggressive towards
30
B.
seconds left and we're down lives and we win this somehow. I haven't even watched this back yet.
Especially with Pred hitting the right side and kind of pinning you guys. Yeah, Dante
Yeah, he
pulled an
went
MC.
rogue.
He pulled an MC right there.
Oh my god.
Remember when MC did that? When Cell did that he was on the ladder
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
cross
against
map.
LA Thieves,
Yeah. People be trying to do some crazy shit with that
And
pistol.
it's not like that, you know, lost them the round. But bro, like when kills are tied, you're on a round 5 with 20 seconds left. You're taking that chow. That just seems so faded.
That was a tough chow out of Dante. I'm not sure what Sib was thinking right there, but maybe a little dumb chow. Mac was going big here. He was winning ones, but you guys just kept floating onto this point when the trade's here. You guys end up extending
Mac
this.
was going big.
Yeah, and then you guys get some extra time, and at this point too, there's not many lives
Bro,
left.
This is insane. This is actually a crazy ass offense.
This was nuts. It's a complete just flood fest over on the both side of the
Bloodfest,
map, and it's just nonstop trades going back and forth. Big P was doing a great job getting kills. Kyler was able to get top boat control. I mean, that's all it is when it comes to the 8 point, right, Asim, and everybody else in here. You just gotta get top boat. Once you get top boat, I feel like if you have control of that, you can kill anybody trying to rush into the point, and if
big
anybody
two-piece.
gets into the point, yeah, Slasher went really big right there. Gets a big 2-piece. You guys end up clutching up, and then at this point,
I would say, Tom, it's top boat and top ring are like legitimately the
top
most
boat and
important
top
pieces in
ring.
that.
It's
Yeah,
everything on Gavitu. It's literally everything right now. I agree with that, Ben. 100%. And then at this point, they only have 7 lives with a minute left to go. As long as you guys keep that gas pedal down and keep draining these lives and working your trades, I mean, this one is yours to lose now, if anything. So good job, Asim. Way to clutch up on this map. Any final
that.
thoughts after the map, Asim? That something you think you could have done better, or you know, anything?
No, I think
or
I'm just really proud that like going to stage 2 we made so many improvements in our S&D and our control. I think that was like the biggest thing that we lacked before. Like we were like 7-1 in hardpoint in stage 1, but like in the qualifying, and now in this stage I feel like our S&D and control is way better.
yeah. as you guys showed. And listen, you lose that first hard point if you guys can clutch up on the S&D and
Yeah,
control.
it'll be a
and
lot more cleaner 3-0s.
Oh yeah,
for
it's
sure.
just a lot easier for you guys. Like if you guys
Yeah.
are able to clean up those game modes a little bit, you're gonna be looking good. But then again, Asim, everybody's cleaning up their game modes. Everybody's doing that. So it's gonna be a grueler as the year goes on. I feel like everybody's getting better and better. So it's gonna go week to week. That's how COD is. You just have to make sure you keep pounding and stay focused. You know what I'm saying? But this is the end right here. You guys get the lives all the way down. Dante's the last one up. He has no play, and this one's all she wrote. You guys go up 2-1, and then we get into the hard point.
Gavu hard point, yep.
We get into the Gavu hard point. Ben, I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, I mean, this is another hard point where second rotation was a difference. I think from the LAG side, AC Meal did a really good job on the P3s. I think that ended up being kind of the big difference in the map. I think that Seattle played these P4s well because you guys
Played it really well, yeah.
in the P3 time, but then you guys did a really good job on P5s, and I think it set you guys up for that P5, P1 chain.
I think, like you said, like P3s was a strong suit, but I think our P1s are really strong as well. I think like we were talking about before, I think the second rotation we kind of took off, but the first rotation they kind of had us.
Gavu 2 is a very streaky map, though. Like what Ben just said, you can chain hills together, and you can get full 60s a lot easier, just because of how deep teams spawn sometimes on some of these hills.
Yeah, and honestly, it only came down to that P4 on the first rotation. They beat you guys 57-0, so they basically got a full 60.
Yeah.
And every other hill was kind of mixy, but you guys flipped the switch on them and kind of did the same thing on P3 and P1 on the next rotation. So it traded off.
We
I
actually
think we all started popping off for sure.
Yeah, and I do want to say Surge is now 0-4 on Gavutu hardpoint.
Yeah, I was really surprised, Pat. I don't know why you guys didn't bring that up. Like, they didn't, or I think I know the reason why they vetoed Berlin instead of this map against us. But once we saw that they were 0-3 on it, we're like, oh, for sure we're gonna play this map.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's weird though. Why do you think they didn't get it out if they haven't won the map yet? Why would they play it?
So basically, Tommy, Seattle's like are like really good friends in like the CDL. We've played these guys like a shit ton in scrims. We've scrimmed these guys the most.
Yeah.
So every time we scrim them, we always outclass them on Berlin hardpoint. So I think that's why they vetoed it against us.
Which is interesting. Mind games are coming in from practice.
Yeah.
Which I think people don't really think about at home. When you're practicing these teams every day, you pick up on player tendencies.
Like
you pick
they
up on
always
their
smoke
good
us
maps.
on Bokage, and we always smoke them on Berlin. That's why we vetoed that, and they vetoed that.
Can you imagine if pro teams didn't practice against each other and they just got an academy team and just practice against their academy team every day?
I mean, I think Overwatch does a good amount of that too.
No, I know some teams play challengers teams, right? They'll play challengers teams or
but
or
I think
their
Overwatch
academy.
teams like they play their academy a lot.
Is that what they do in Overwatch? Is that what they do?
Yeah,
Well, you gotta think. Some of the teams are literally across the fucking world.
Yeah, that's a good point. They also have like
That is a good
32
point.
teams, and we have
Well,
12.
that's coming to play in some Overwatch events because it's the Eastern meta and the Western meta. They don't play each other, get used to it. That came into play, I think, at the first or second Overwatch event last year.
It used to be like that back in the day, though, like with the NA versus UK. Like UK used to play their S&Ds like hella fast against you guys. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Because we never played them in that.
Yeah.
Right here, you can see Pred. He takes the route. He ends up finding a gap into your
He
setup.
made a sick route.
Really
yeah.
good play out of Pred.
He saved their team off a chain right there. We're
100%.
gonna chain the shit out of them on P3, P4.
Yep, because you guys had him pinned. You guys had him pinned there in that back spawn, and Pred was able to find a gap and flip this one out. So really good plays out of Pred. It kind of kept him into this game a little bit because this one could have been all she wrote, But Pred, he makes a really good play, really good route. Some of you submachine gun players, make sure you're hitting those routes and finding those gaps. It's squad spawn game, so you guys know how this goes. But you guys put him in this blender now. Once you guys break into the front, this is like the spawn trap that no one wants to be in.
They broke us out immediately, though. Shout out to them. Watch this. They like literally squad wipe us.
Oh, we got Dylan Attach in here. Hold on, let's drag him in.
User was moved to
Dylan,
your
are you
channel.
there? Attach.
Hello.
Dylan, what's up? Dylan, what's going on, baby? What's happening?
Yo, what's good, man? No, I'm just enjoying the flank. Nothing much.
Hell yeah, man. It's just awesome to have you. You gave me a little poke. I didn't expect you.
Bill, you trying to cover your game now? Your game's about to come up after this.
Yeah, I'll cover it in a little bit, man. You guys,
Yeah, I like
you guys
that.
enjoy.
Okay, we'll get there. Ace, I
Yeah,
got
no
one
rush.
more question for you. So you guys sitting in a decent spot, but you close out next week. You match on Friday against the Thieves, and we'll talk a little bit about them in a bit. Then against Optic, like team mindset, what are you guys feeling going into the final week of Major 2 qualifiers?
I think we're playing two really strong respawn teams in LA and Optic, and I think as long as we can, like Tommy said, cover our map one, I think our wins will be a lot cleaner. LA Thieves is like 0-3 right now, I think, and I don't know. I think someone said they're like 2-9 their last or 4-9 their last few map counts. So as long as we can win our S&Ds like we know we can, I think we'll be able to beat them. And against Optic, we just need to bring our A game because they're
Yeah.
like I feel like they're the best team in the CDL right now.
Shout out Zinny Cat for the one time. Let's get a Zinny Cat spam in the chat for the one time. I don't know if you guys saw the picture yesterday, but maybe there's something going on
his
over
tweet
there.
popped off. He got 13K likes, Tom.
And did he got 13K likes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony,
Emergency
he's hitting new levels. He's hitting new fucking levels, But let's get into the next one. We had another series. Let's get into that one. We got the Minnesota Rokkr. We got Dylan in here right now. Dylan, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's good, everyone? Hope you guys are having a great day.
We're having a fantastic day, Dylan. Thank you very much, man.
We know you're having a great day.
Yeah, Dylan, you guys won a hard point. You won a fucking hard point, Dylan.
Now, I would actually like to know our records on map 1 and map 4 hard points because it makes no sense, but we win all of our hard points on map 4, except for the one we beat you.
Yeah,
in.
y'all
Sorry.
be getting smoked map 1. Question for you, Dylan.
Yeah, what's up?
What were your thoughts when you saw Thieves ban Tuscan Hardpoint to open up the vetoes in the series?
Listen, I mean, the way we think about it, if we're just so bad at all the hard points, they're not gonna know which one we're worse at. So it's not about thinking. It's not about thinking which one you're too good at. They just don't know which we're more ass at. They don't know which hard point we're more ass at.
That's a 200 IQ.
So that's and then don't worry. When champs time comes around, you aren't gonna know what hard point to van.
Bro, it's comedy because Dylan saying that and then Mama Tat just spamming Minnesota Rokkr emote to the chat.
It's a classic Dylan response, but Pat and Chris, I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are on the video.
I think I know where you're going with it. Why the hell are they playing Bocage instead of Tuscan, right? Like, is that where we're going with this? I'm assuming.
I thought that's where he was going with it.
I thought you were talking about Berlin, right?
Nah, I thought it was Tuscan. I thought LA Thieves was good at Tuscan.
No, I think it's because we're 0-5. Sorry to cut you off. I think it's because we're 0-3 on Bocage and then 0-5 on Tuscan. So, like I said, they just don't know which one we're less ass at or more ass at.
But, dude, like, I'm sorry. And, Chris, I know you're going to chime in about this. Like, these stats are just so arbitrary when you think about the team you're playing and the specific matchup. Like, LA Thieves are a better Tuscan team than they are a Bocage team. Regardless of if you're 0-5 or 0-3, they would match up better with you on Tuscan than they would on Bocage. So that's what just makes no fucking sense.
Their record shouldn't even matter here, even though they're better at Tuscan record-wise, because I think that's like one of the maps they have not lost. It's like Tuscan and Gavutu were their two best for a while. It just doesn't make sense. They play Bocage. They probably just looked at your team and they're like, well, these guys don't know what they want to run. Let's just play that map.
It's like, in the chat real quick because I want to address this. So people say JCap trolled the vetoes. The way sometimes we were coaching these vetoes go, and I think Tyler Teep, if he was here, he would speak to this about his World War II team. Sometimes you come in as a coach and you've got a video game plan and your players plug their headsets in that day and they're like, nah, we're actually feeling we should play this map instead. We just feel hotter on that map. And all that planning goes out the window.
Bro, I'm sorry. But if I hear that, I'm like, shut your ass up. Go shoot some bots. You're playing fucking Tuscan. I don't want to hear it. Like,
wait, but recently they have lost a lot of their Tuscans though, no? Aside from their record?
Yeah.
Ben, you told me that LA Thieves lost a Tuscan hardpoint against Paris like this week or last week.
Yeah, they're 4-1 on Tuscan hardpoint in the league.
Oh, they're 4-1, so their only losses against Paris.
But didn't they lose to Optic?
I don't know if I can back that.
Their only losses to Optic.
You can't back that.
They got 100 points. So basically, they haven't played Tuscan hardpoint since the second match of the first week in which they got a 100-point club by Optic.
They got a 100-point club by Optic, and so it's going to stop them from playing.
They're probably the best or second best.
Listen, guys,
Fuck, we lost to the best team in the game. Fuck it, let's just not play Minnesota on it. Like, what? Bruh.
Yeah, I just think for me, and again, we don't know what their practice is like. We don't know if maybe they've been getting smoked at Tuscan hardpoint since that loss. And they just
maybe recently they haven't been playing well on it. So that's
but if you look at the raw numbers, to me that felt like the obvious play instead of playing a Bocage hardpoint. But
and something to keep in mind. I mean, I did see a lot of them on Instagram last night. There was a 100 Thieves party, so maybe they were still a little hungover, not of sound mind to make the right veto decision. Definitely saw Cap, definitely saw Octane. So
they're on stage with Gunna and shit.
It's something to consider.
Listen, Ben.
I'm
They were fucking.
myself in this take. So go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say they've lost all their matches recently for the most part, right? And what map did you say they haven't played since they lost to Optic? Tuscan. Maybe they gotta start playing that map because they can't win a series at this point.
I mean, listen, going into the map, Draza was fucking frying this first map.
So we have Dylan
Look at
here.
this guy.
real quick before we get into the Thieves like hate, which I think is going to happen in the back of this. Like Dylan, like what is your reaction after the series? I know you guys came in 0-2 hole here. It was looking like more of the same for your team, and you guys kind of rebounded really strong under control and carried that the last 2 maps. Like, what's the feeling in the camp right now after this win?
Yeah, I mean, the feeling is good. We know we just got to start coming out in these series hotter. And when our main thing right now is to just, because the way we're playing right now, it's kind of like a free for all. Like we don't have a good system in place. We just don't have a system in place in respawn. So it's kind of like if we're hitting our shots and our crossfires are on point, we're winning. If not, it's getting a little close. And yeah, so this next week and two, like we really got to lock down and actually know what each other are doing on the map.
Yeah, I heard Stanley talking about it in the interview too, about maybe playing closer on setups and stuff. What do you think is the main problem, Dill? Like, do you think that's a big problem? You guys aren't playing tight enough. You're not working with each other enough. No trades and shit like that. Because I think that's a problem as well. When Stanley said that in the interview.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we don't take early routes enough, and then when we do, we don't know who's picking up what. So there's just a lot of confusion in the game.
Yeah.
And then it just makes it hard for everyone because now a new scenario arises that you've never been in before. And usually the best way to get better and be the best team in the world is practice the same scenarios over again and respawn, which is why you'll see the top respawn teams every year just keep on winning. So I mean, that's just really our goal. It's just to get into the same scenarios
that you wanted. I got it.
Oh, what is it? Hit us.
You are 1-10 on map 1 and 5-3 on map 4.
Oh, interesting.
Let's go. We're just, dude.
Wow, what the hell?
They just need to put map 4 in map 1. I don't know why they just don't do that.
Yeah, they gotta switch the maps.
Switch the maps.
Yeah, that might fix it. But that is a weird stat, though. It's almost like you guys are coming into every series cold. Like,
well, I want to say it's team A picks first hard point, right? Usually.
Yes, usually.
How many times have you guys been team A? How many times
Probably,
has that first map been
probably
your,
like
been
half,
your pick?
to be honest, because like we win the flip a lot. So yeah, probably like half.
Okay, I was gonna say, is it the flip, bro?
You guys lost a lot of coin flips last year, right?
I think that might have been. That was the first year Rokkr.
First year Rokkr, Brian lost every single coin toss, and I was a part of it.
but dude, you are 4-1 in game 5, so you at least can say you have some ice in this series.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean. Yeah. I'll take that. But just like gotta start winning some map 1s.
You know what would be cool if they started? Remember back in the day when we were at events, we did vetoes on stage and we would stand as a unit on stage. Remember this? I remember me and Dylan and talking to Nate, Sean, Seth doing vetoes on stage.
Yeah,
like in the
on
stage, and it was sick. It was fucking sick. Why did they stop doing that? That was kind of fire. And then you also don't know what maps you're playing until right before the series because you do the vetoes right before the series. So you kind of throw curveballs at teams. You can hit a team with a little curveball, you know? I feel like we need to
do them on stage.
Nah, we definitely did it on stage for show.
Yeah, it might have been only at certain times, like maybe for like a finals or like a certain.
Yeah, it might have been like a final or something.
Only did it once, and it was AW Season 3 playoffs.
Okay. That was sick though. That was so sick.
The year after Black Ops 3, and I'm pretty sure you guys had predetermined map sets that year, right? Like it went away from the veto thing for a minute because I remember being a part of the community reaction of like I don't know, but yeah, the way it's done now is it's the referees and the captains and the coaches just backstage just figuring it out while people are setting up.
Dude, and I felt like you guys were getting better. You guys always get better in hardpoint when you're about to lose. Then you guys start fucking kicking up, and all of a sudden, like the aggression's there, the trades are there. Seriously, when you guys are in those moments where you
sense of urgency,
the urgency when you guys get like, I feel like if you had that sense of urgency right from the get go, that's how you guys play right from the start. Like it might help you. Maybe you guys are coming out a little slow in the hard points. I just noticed that with you guys. Every time you guys are about to lose, you start bringing it back. You guys start going crazy.
I mean,
you know?
To us too.
That's just a really good question, and I don't have an answer for
it's
why
it's one of those things like I just noticed from watching a lot, like watching them, like it's interesting. Like the second half of the game when they're about to lose, they're always bringing it back.
Think about it, even from last year, bro. Every time backs against the wall at map 5, like you guys always clutch up. Always. It's like
all of a sudden a sense of urgency comes from you guys, and you guys are kick it up into like a whole nother fucking gear. I feel like you guys need to find that gear right from the start,
Oh, definitely, because like it's like you said, it's just like. It makes no sense, but it has to be a mental thing. Like we're just like, we go into the game, we can mess up the first half of the game, but bring it back at the end when our backs up against the wall, the pressure's on.
Yeah, like naturally, like that's just how you, like mentally. It could be. It could definitely be. I don't know.
I don't know who has answers for that, Tom. I really don't.
I ain't got the answers for it.
But you guys, you try to bring this one back. You guys get a lot of time on his P1. We go into a third rotation of hard points. You guys get most of the time here, and then you guys break the P2 hill. And I was like, holy shit, they're going to do it. They're gonna fucking do it. But LADs did a good job just kind of playing their lives. I think Kenny was staying alive down low, and they were waiting for each other, and they ended up getting the kills here and clutching up on his first map.
Yo.
This looks exactly like how they played us on Berlin Hardpoint. Down 90, backs against the wall. They hold a full P1. They break P2.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys ice up here like you did against
Nah,
us?
this was once we took the lead. Like this is actually our game to lose. We kind of messed up here.
You take the
you'll
lead
see
here
it.
too?
Yeah, like
Oh
we should
my
we could have won
God.
off this P2. Like you'll see. Like we were in a really good situation. I'm pushed out. We have all the
Oh,
kills. We
3
know where they
dead.
all are. Yeah, it's like right here. Yeah, like right here. Like, this should be our game to win now if we get every single second.
Yeah,
then
especially
it's
once
easier
you're
than
pushed out here and you're getting
Yeah, 'cause
kills.
we get this kill.
Yeah, nah, that would have been a massive kill right there.
I don't know, Dylan. I mean, yeah, like even if you don't get all this time, you still got a break, but like it's still not a super advantageous situation because they're getting the next side spawns. You would have
Yeah,
to
they're getting the
like,
P3 spawns
two
for
people
sure.
straight at the end there. Like when you cut middle, you have to have gone and killed at least two
Wait,
people.
but Ben, you gotta think it's only one break and they got 247. Like right here, if they
You
win
legitimately
this
only have
break,
one break though. It's 235, 246.
See,
you get one
Dill,
break.
I think right here you guys fucked up. I think you see how Standy went street there.
yeah.
You see how he went street? I think you guys should all be focusing street. You guys should all be focusing
Yeah.
street. Try and get this one guy that's on the right side of the map here. If you guys trade him out, now you have back spawns. You could just throw your tax into the hill and just get work trades and get in there.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
and I
don't know
also
if
should have took a route earlier.
See how Mike
Like-
comes back to front? Like I was like, I don't know,
Yeah,
hit
I don't know
front.
about
Like I
this,
don't know
yeah.
if this is
The
gonna
only,
work
the only
here.
thing I'll say, Tom, is I actually low key think maybe showing street and cutting fire and then overloading fire because all they need to do is get in the hill for 4 seconds. It's not like you need to get back spawns.
Yeah, I mean they had to
These
do
guys try
something
and set up a
together.
break.
I just personally anything but hitting front. Like and even
okay,
flooding,
front's the worst part, yeah.
flooding through fire though. There's so many corners, and he could be top 3. He could be in the cubby to the left. He could be down low. He could be camping a corner and hill waiting for everybody to like. I feel like if you just
That's what
play
I'm
to
saying. But if you cut to your point though, if you show present street and then cut fire quick, then they're gonna probably
well you gotta
overload the
you
back.
gotta kill the guy street. That one guy
No.
street who was staying alive. I think it was Kenny was just making a good play. He was making a really good play. But then we get into the Tuscan S&D for map number 2.
And why did y'all play them on this? Dylan,
Yeah.
if you're here, because this is probably their best S&D map.
Yeah,
Like,
we just don't.
It's
play
because you
better
guys aren't
Siege.
comfortable on Siege, right? Yeah, I told you,
makes
Pat.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Can you speak more to that? You guys haven't played Siege at all this
I mean, is
season. like,
anybody
it's-
comfortable on Siege?
That
map is
they just
trash.
sewed
Thieves,
optic on it.
Toronto, FaZe have all played it a bunch. Like, is it just? I mean, because you guys are a good S&D team. We're a good S&D team last year too. Like, what about Siege? Just like doesn't work for you guys right now.
I mean, honestly, I think we just have PTSD from the kickoff versus New York when we played that and got smoked. And then we're just more comfortable on all the other 3 maps. Even in this map, we troll really badly. We had
You guys
so many.
definitely did troll.
We had so many. I think every round we had a man up situations, and we just weren't making good mid
Was
round
that a
adjustments.
2v4 right there?
I think it was, or a 3v4.
Oh, yeah.
Which
I think it was a,
I'm curious to know what your first blood stats are because you guys are really good at getting the advantage, but then you guys struggle when you had the advantage, especially in the 2v1s. We've already seen a couple 2v1s that you guys have tossed like early on in the year.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what do you
I
think
mean,
is the
we're pretty
main
good.
problem, Dale, when you guys have
Nah,
numbers?
No, the thing is, we're actually a really good team with numbers and
Uh-huh.
without numbers. But for some reason, on Tuscany this past week, even versus Paris, it happened.
Yeah.
We would get numbers and be in good situations and just throw it away. So usually or historically, we're really good with numbers. But it's something.
yeah,
must be
Brian
off.
Saint just
Yeah,
said they were
I was
number
about to
1.
back what
Yeah.
Brian
Okay.
said, sorry, that you guys get flip first blood a little bit over 50%, and you win 80% of the time. The next closest team is somewhere in the 75%. So you guys are converting those pretty well.
Yeah, I just don't think we were really like playing together as we should have been like on this map. Like we just kept throwing rounds away when we did get that blood.
I just remember a couple 2v1s you guys tossed, like, I don't know, a few weeks ago. You know, just like basic
Yeah.
clutches that you guys should have closed out, and then you guys end up just trolling. But this map, LA Thieves, they were getting into rhythm here, LA Thieves. You guys tried to do this B hit a lot, Dylan. You tried to hit in the B hit a couple times. I feel like what now, Dylan? People are just blind countering the A hit, right? They're just throwing all their attacks over and just fucking hitting it out. So a lot of people are trying to switch it up now. But I feel like it was all A for like the first half of when the game first dropped, like for the first month or two, everybody's just going A every fucking round. But now we're seeing teams like actually get creative on this map and try different things out. Chris, talk to me a little bit. Chris, what did you think about the map? If you watched the map, I don't know if you watched it. Is he here?
I think you caught
He
him
might
sleeping
not
on the
be
wheel.
here,
Oh,
but
he dipped out. Okay.
No, I'm here. I was
he-
talking to my brother. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you good? No, you're good, bro. You're good.
Did you? What did you?
I was
ask?
just saying,
Sorry.
what are your thoughts on the map? Just want to get you into the convo a little bit. I didn't know you weren't here. That was my bad.
Oh no, I was here. I just had my headset down. Well, yeah, I mean, I was just basically wasn't a fan of just playing them on it, but the fact that you guys don't play Siege, I guess, kind of makes sense. But in general, like, I still don't understand why people do this, and I feel like people have done this in other CODs. There's usually like 1 or 2 maps in CODs that have very limited strategies. Tuscan, I think, is probably one of them. And I know you guys are good at it, but I still want to see you guys try and get better at Siege. Because if it's one of those maps, like you said, you have like this little PTSD, obviously, it could be kind of fugazi. If you guys can expand your map pool, it's going to make your S&D stronger. And 2, I feel like that is a map where you just have way more room to kind of like, creativity to kind of like bait out like rotations, bait out like angles and stuff like that, rather than just like Tuscan, which is pretty straight up. It's like, oh, just go plant bomb or go like get control of the site, you know?
Yeah.
You see Dan in the chat. You see Ludi in the chat saying he's trying. Look, trying to expand the map pool.
Coach Dan's on it.
Which is funny, Chris, because I agree with you. I do think Tuscan is the least strategic map of them all, and it's probably Thieves' best S&D. So I wonder if that's why. Because statistically, Thieves are the worst S&D team in the game right now, like percentage-wise and total win-loss. But on the flip side, they're also still the best. Even though they're 0-4 in these last 4 games, they're still statistically the best hardpoint team in the game. So it's kind of weird that they're that bad at
This map
S&D.
reminds me of Warhawk, Pat. His offense.
Yeah.
Trophies kind of dictated Warhawk, but I agree with you otherwise,
True,
like just
yeah.
how the bombs kind of work.
I mean, to be fair, like with LA Thieves, they played this map pretty well. I kind of like the way they were playing this map. They were definitely working together a lot more. LA Thieves, when they're playing S&D, sometimes it just looks like they don't know what they're doing. Like they're not on the same page. I mean, we were doing the watch party. I was watching with Ian, with Enable, and he was saying it too. It feels like they're so sloppy. Like they just make super dumb plays. Yeah. They single chow everything. Like they're always getting
2
picked.
single chows
Right there. Like we just saw it. Just like back-to-back solo chows. It's like do something together. Like if you're gonna get aggressive, you're gonna chow. Yeah, and Envoy end up winning the fight, but if he ends up losing that there, like it's a whole different round now.
It's the same thing of when they played Optic, bro, and we were literally roasting them for what they were doing in their like mid rounds. Like they just feel like they lost their mind and just
they're beating themselves.
Thinking.
They're beating themselves right now, and it's frustrating to watch.
My thesis on why Thieves is good at this map is I think this is Sam's best S&D map. We watch him play field and middle with an AR, and he's so super confident on this map. And I think he follows up his subs well, and they bait and switch well. And then on the other maps, he's too much on an island. I think teams know how to kind of overload this Thieves team, and then they don't really play their situational as well. That's sort of my thesis.
The mid rounds, they definitely struggle in the mid rounds. Their situational play is terrible sometimes, and I wonder why that is. It might be a communication thing. Do you think nobody on the team is stepping up in the comms? Because think about it, who on the team in the middle of rounds is stepping up and directing people and telling people what to do and trying to get everybody on the same page? I'm sure they all talk a little bit every once in a while, right?
I think we've touched on this before, Tom. I don't know if we actually had an example or we were just like talking about, I want to hear what their listen-ins in Search and Destroy are when they're in these situations. Because we were talking about it because you remember that round where they were like both stuck back A when they could have just ramped to the bomb plant and an optic full wrap. We were talking about
I remember that.
Like we want to know what their comms look like because it's from the look of it on the mini map and just the gameplay, it just doesn't look like they're talking at all.
Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
Well, I was just like quickly, like I really think, and don't quote me, but like I'm pretty sure most of these players on previous teams were kind of island players. Like we definitely know Kenny and Octane were. Envoy has that weird style in S&D, and I think there's really not like a designated playmaker in my opinion, like someone that is gonna just like.
I don't know if I agree with that because Envoy's that kind of guy.
Envoy's definitely a playmaker
I don't see him as a playmaker, like in terms of like, yo, I'm hitting this,
smashing. Yeah. He's more of like a route taker.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of why it's more islandy in a playmaking situation.
That guy. I think Sam's. We've seen a lot of players that are like islandy S&D players. I think Dashy and Cell like play that role the best because they win a lot of their ones, and when they need to group up with their team or make a play, they do. I just think some of the other island players, like Sam, just are a little bit more limited in sort of the tendencies that they have, and they're super readable. So again, we keep mentioning with the Steve's team, like they've got to become good at this game mode because they're just going to have no contest against a Optic or a FaZe, who are way more solid S&D teams. You're not going to win every respawn against those teams. So
I think they just need a. Sorry, my
No,
my bad,
you're good,
Tom.
Chris. No, go ahead.
But I think sometimes they just need a BO4, bro. Like, just like
Yeah.
group up and just do something. Like hit something. Like I don't care because
Which if it doesn't
Which they do on this map.
which
Bro,
yeah,
they
which
do it
could
on this
work.
map.
Dude,
They
they're
do,
so
yeah.
good this map with just hitting downfield. The last two S&Ds I've seen them play, like no one fucks with them field. But
This is
all
a
the
great
other
play,
teams
too.
are
They don't do it all the
Oh, yeah,
time
they
though.
chop it.
Look at that
Yeah.
optics series. Like they got scared and didn't do it.
It's like look at their
This
teams.
team just
look at
has
their
no
team's
ice,
talent.
bro. Period. They got no ice, negative ice.
Yeah, but they look at their team though.
they go up
Octane,
2-0.
Kenny, Envoy. It draws is talented as fuck too. How do they have no ice?
I don't know. They're 1-4 in game fives.
It seems like they just second guess themselves. Like they just gotta trust themselves. Like, dude, they're dirty. Like they're a good
They
team.
are good as
They're all
fuck.
really good.
They are.
There's a reason why they win majority of their respawns because they're talented. And when you have a team that's that talented, especially if you have a man advantage, just group up
Hey,
and
Pat.
just go bulldoze
Yeah.
something. You'll just kill them.
I
Like,
agree, Chris. I agree.
it
Pat, they
doesn't
played a
make
gap of
sense.
control, Pat, and they still lost it.
Yeah, they played a gap control. Listen, that whole Gavatu's their
Team's
map
compromised.
is chalked. The
Listen,
Gavatu's
they're
Gavatu's not their
0-4.
map now. It's not
They're
their map.
0-4,
I wanna bring
and they're
a-
currently compromised. Period.
I want to bring Dylan back into the conversation. Dylan, if you're here,
What's up, Ben?
on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you rate Gavin 2 control right now?
For like as actual playing and watching it.
Yeah.
Watching it, it's a fucking
Oh.
-5.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, playing it is a lot more fun than watching it. I'd say. Well,
100%.
when you have defense, I should
Nah,
say. When you have,
Dylan. When
when
you're the
you have
one, when you're the
defense.
pinch watcher, Dylan, you're sitting back, red tower, watching pinch. It's very boring.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
I mean, it might be more boring than Artist for a CTF at the last month of the game in World War II. So they really need to switch to ticks, and it will make control so much more bearable.
Yeah, we'll be able to tune in more once ticks come into play. But right now, it's just so defensive heavy.
Right now we're just skipping to round 5s, man. I don't want to sit here and.
No, we don't need to go back on
That's
defense.
because every single map goes to round 5 of
It's all the
control.
same.
Yeah, it literally does.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even play, dude. You should just like rock paper scissors just
And
who
then,
gets
and
it,
then
and then just
defense
do one and
wins
done.
round 5 85% of the time. So it's like.
Well, because it's so easy once you get the kills and you push up this right side of the map. Literally, what Minnesota's doing right now. You see Dylan making the play now. You
I
you
wanna
push
get
up
this
right,
on-
you funnel
my
them to
team.
the left side, and it's chalked. You can't do anything. Especially when you got a guy as talented as Dylan pushing it out. I mean, come on, he's not
Dan,
gonna
yeah,
miss.
And my teammates, man, real talented.
And your teammates.
Yeah.
And your teammates.
Dan says something interesting in chat, and I kind of agree with you, Dan, but I also kind of disagree. So that, like, you know, the snooze fest is not going to change with ticks. I think the biggest thing that ticks is going to change is how some of these rounds play out when offense is like in a neg situation, because now you're like, well, we don't want to like kind of flood out in some of these spawn traps and give up lives. It's going to become, well, we kind of want to still win this round. We want to get ticks. We maybe don't want to feed streaks sometimes.
Yeah.
Is going to be the catalyst, and some of those rounds are going to be chalked with 45 seconds left because teams are still going to go for it.
Yeah, this might be copium, but I'm really hoping that like people just avidly trying to play for the objective more will lead into some more entertaining plays where the team that's at the advantage just chokes. Because when you make if you're just going to have a lot more attempts, like there's just going to be a lot more opportunities for either the team that's on the defensive end to make more mistakes rather than like, oh, they're not even going to try. So like it's just a clear victory.
You see
So, I
how
don't know.
you see how LA Thieves go around the back to try and break B, and then they get the kills and get on B, and nothing happens with it because you guys just spawn behind them on a pinch, and you guys have ring control. So now they just pretty much just tunnel themselves. That's why I don't know why teams try and play around the back all the time. Just do what London does. Just try and play for mid-map and ring control. And then once you play for mid-map and ring, you play for kills. And once you get the kills, you have all the map control. You're on the point, and you're holding all the crosses. And there's nothing anybody can do other than hit tags and try and work a pinch.
I don't know if I 100% agree because, again, going back to what I said earlier, I think ring control is everything. Like, if you pinch it back and you have ring control and then you kill that last guy in hill and you have ring pushed out, like, you have a really good setup.
No,
'cause you
I'm
can ring
saying
push the guys
as a
through middle.
team, Ben, I think it's good to have somebody hit a pinch and try and get into the spawn, like
Yeah.
what Pred does, and what some of these guys do. They'll work, and a Beezy, they'll work.
A Zoomaa flank.
A Zoomaa flank. Have
facts.
somebody go rogue. Have somebody go rogue and make plays on the pinch, maybe one or two guys. But the most important thing is ring control. If you send the whole team around the
User
back,
was moved to your
and you try
channel.
and send the whole team for a back spawn, at that point, you're going to get all the kills. Say you get 4 dead. Well, guess what? You got fucking Dylan, and you got fucking Standy sitting ring, and the 2 guys you just killed holding the back are spawning behind you. Now you're in a pinch. Now you're just in the middle of everybody. And it's so easy for Minnesota to break it. Like, LADs couldn't do anything with it. They got so many kills, and they couldn't do anything with it.
Also, something we don't mention is like you don't get the points or the time per tick, right? Like that was a big thing in the past. Is
Yeah,
like
that too,
The
yeah.
time was based on the per
Yeah.
tick. So like, let's say it's going down to the wire, time's running out, but you get 1 tick on B, well, you get another 20 seconds. Like that doesn't
That was only
exist
in
here.
Cold War.
Yeah, but that I would
up,
say
Dan?
Cold War had the
No,
some of
I'm
the best
saying
control.
you said it in the past, like it was like
Well,
every
I meant like
control had that.
last year. Well, I mean, we've only played control in what BO4 Cold War, and now.
Yeah,
That's it, yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. I think it's still gonna be a snooze fest even with ticks, bro.
It's the maps, honestly.
You might have
Yeah.
like an extra 1 or 2 push, but then you have to start thinking about giving the other
Yo,
team
go to the beginning
streaks
of this
in
map.
such
Go to the beginning of this map.
in
All right.
such an easy like.
There has to be
yeah,
new.
Yeah, this is fire, Dill. This is
Nah, I
fire.
just want to see how the map started. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But
though.
thing is, yo, Tommy, he's playing a Zinni, bro. He's playing a
He's
Zinni.
pulling
What
a
is this,
Zinni.
man?
Wait, I don't know what
He's pulling
happened. Wait, I just want to see. I just want to see the
Nah,
mini
you're,
map.
now,
Like,
you're,
what
now
happened?
you're playing the
Wait,
Shotzzy thing.
Wait, how is that an
That's what it
outtake?
is.
Like chat, bro. The biggest,
an
the
outtake.
biggest,
Not
the
outtake.
biggest thing from control from the get go has been spawns. There is
Yeah.
no B side spawn on Tuscan. You cannot
You're
spawn
not- you're
on B on
100% not
Tuscan
wrong
on
about that.
defense.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. You're 100%.
People are
spitting
just
facts.
like thinking Tix is gonna change so much. Yeah, you're gonna see a better like offensive pushes because some teams won't just do it bitch made. But at the end of the day, like especially on the Gav, you also don't want to feed streaks.
Well, no, the only thing Tiggs does is change the mentality of teams. Like,
Yeah,
listen,
it
we
just
have to
changes
start
the game
hopping
five,
points now
but
instead of
It's
people
still
just
gonna be
like.
a snooze fest. People are still spawning across the freaking map, even
Yeah,
when they cap A
I
on
mean,
Gav.
it's Gavin to control the map is massive. I mean, we definitely need to get some more maps into the rotation, which I'm
Yep.
surprised hasn't been talked about too much. When are we getting new maps? They're not going to add maps into the rotation anytime during the year?
I don't know, Tom, but
I
let's
mean, if there's
switch
any
it- let's
time,
switch
it's
the
after
topic
major
up.
too.
All right,
Dylan
switch
is
it up and go to
moving right
Dylan
now.
because
Yeah,
this
we'll
guy's
talk about
moving.
gap control next series. This was going back to the Tuscan point. I mean, I think this. If you were Thieves and you really wanted Tuscan hardpoint at this point in your series, instead they got to square up in a Bocage, and this is pretty exciting and a fun watch of a map.
Dylan, you were fucking piecing, King. This is what you
Hey.
do. It's just another day in the office. Look at this guy.
Hey, just another
Hey,
day,
Dylan,
man.
flipping spawns. You going rogue? Look at this. You about to get some streaks? Oh, this is clinical.
Oh
This is
my God.
absolutely clinical.
That actually is unfortunate though that Envoy got the 2-piece on the hill. Because if we would have killed him, we would have. Of course they spawned out, which isn't terrible. But we
You
would have
would've-
got the
you would've
time.
Yeah, you
and
would've
still,
held.
like, could have been annoying.
Yeah, you would have flipped spawns, got the time, pinned them in the back, and would have been able to chain 2 hills. That would have been godlike. But
But no,
Dylan,
thanks for rewinding that because I actually just forgot what
You just
happened.
forgot what
after.
happened?
Dylan, you also made the play at the end of this game when you took a route from P1 and P2 and flipped spawns for your team. You remember that? Do you remember doing that or no?
You'll probably have to play it again, Tommy.
We'll get
Were
back
you
to
blacked out? Was he
Wait,
blacked out then on both cages? He
honestly,
must have
I
been
don't-
blacked out.
I honestly don't remember it.
Well,
I
I wanna
honestly
talk
don't
about-
remember
He
it.
must have been
Blackout.
blacked out.
If you want to talk about blacking out, I mean, there are a couple of
blinked.
plays I want to highlight. This is one where I have no idea how Thieves got through on the pinch here. I don't know if
No,
you guys just
bro.
didn't see him.
It's
We
because
got
I
bad
turned.
timing.
Watch number 7 on the map. I turned.
Oh, you turned for half a second. No
Yes, I
way.
would've got a freebie out of
Dylan,
AR.
you literally blinked, bro. It's all
You
good
blinked. You
happens.
No,
blinked, bro.
I checked my
Dude,
dirt
you got
hop.
bokage,
I checked my dirt hop and he crossed.
He got bokaged.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, people do come dirt hop a lot on this hill. A lot of people always go there and try and get an angle on people like Tree and shit and try to work it. The streak usage, they're not sure about that deal, but fuck it, gets him off the hill. On bow cage, you'll take that if you
We've
could
seen
get him
a
off the
lot
hill
of
for
people
5 seconds.
Choke this
Yeah.
glide bomb on this hill, man. Like,
I mean,
Man,
there's
wait,
no
what-
kills.
what's the
What's there for him to
front?
get,
What's
Ben?
What's the choke, Ben? They're inside.
They're inside.
What's the choke?
your teammates have got to fucking get ready and fucking hit out fucking P3 and get some kills.
Nah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
So right here you can see LA Thieves. This was really back and forth, honestly, for most of the match. It was a pretty close match. This one went all the way down to the wire. Dude, I was surprised you don't remember the play you made because you hit left side on it was going from P1 to P2 and you guys had the bad
Yo,
spawn.
I was losing full right there, bro. When they couldn't find Draws or whoever that was, bro.
Dan, talk to me. What's it like being a coach and watching your
It's
team
fucking
play bow
miserable,
cage
dude.
hardpoint? What is it like being a
didn't see
coach
me
and
in the
watching them
game
play
two
bow
S&D?
cage? I mean,
In
just
the
watch
game
it.
two, in the game two, after every round, you see me standing behind Preston. People thought I was like feeding strats or something,
Oh,
bro.
dude, I actually saw that.
Yeah, that was so funny.
What do you do?
bro.
Are you just trying to watch? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah,
Just trying to watch?
it's just, I mean, we don't have like a live feed or anything. The
Yeah.
only way we can watch in real time is watching from their screen. So I usually stand behind Preston and Brian stands behind Eli.
Minnesota can't
That's
hook you
funny.
guys up with a little live feed or something?
Well, I mean, no one should have a live stream because then people will implement like actually cheating and stuff like that. Like,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I agree with not having a
one
live
of
feed
them
as
ever seen
coaches.
Crash.
Oh. Is it UI bug, Ben? Is it UI
That
bug?
would be OP, bro. I'd be tapping shoulders like
Yeah, you look, you're like, hey, to the left, to the left. Oh, I see. Especially because it's online, like you can't even fucking tell, you know?
No,
Yeah.
we shouldn't have a live feed, but yeah, that's why people just stand behind your players.
But isn't that kind of crazy? What if somebody has a live feed?
Bro, it's super easy, right? You just
Yeah,
run
like
an
what if somebody does
extension,
that?
an
Yo, you
HDMI
give somebody,
extension.
yo, you give somebody an earpiece. Oh, yo, we better chill, bro.
Bro, wait,
We
I
better
talked
chill.
about this. I
Wait,
talked about
how
this.
am I
Having
faded?
Yeah,
a
you
mix
did-
amp
you did talk
connected,
about
bro.
this.
Yeah, bro.
Like just, bro, that mix amp wire can run to another room. You're in there with a monitor that's
Nah,
hooked up
you
to
can't.
someone's
You can't
PC.
connect. You can't connect the mix amp because then the league will hear it from their
Bro,
end.
No, they won't. No, they
No,
won't.
it's
They're
daisy
playing in
chain.
TeamSpeak.
can't
They wouldn't hear
daisy
the
chain.
local mix
You're
amp.
not,
Oh.
muted, you're not muted in TeamSpeak in between during when the map's going on, right? You can still hear them. You just can't talk, correct?
Yeah.
Mm.
Rambo
true,
uses a live feed, like a live feed of the stream or of his team.
Of one of his players.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do. I'm watching from behind them.
No. I'm saying like they would just run a HDMI cable to another
Yeah,
monitor.
no, I know.
Have a live
But,
feed of the
wait,
game
did
and
it-
be
when
connected
Optic-
daisy chain.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're
Oh
saying.
my
'cause
god, we're
I saw
starting a
that.
fucking cheating scandal.
No, I saw that. No, I saw
cheating
that.
about
I
this.
saw
It's
that
just-
optic
I don't
setup
think
they're
anybody's
talking
cheating.
about.
I don't think anybody's cheating.
They
but-
They have like an MOG
Witcher.
studio, right?
Yeah,
Like where
they-
they in the front of the desk, it's that player's POV.
So it's called a multi-view. They basically
Yeah.
they just grabbed a split feed coming from each PC and they put in a 4-box, and so they could watch all the POVs. You know, it's not introducing any delay or anything like that, and it allows.
I don't know. I heard
people
they
to
had
sit-
some delay issues when we played them.
Who?
Well, that aside,
The delay.
mean,
Wait, was
I
that
don't
what
think
you
that's
talking about?
cheating at all.
Optic?
yeah, the optic thing.
Wasn't that? Are you talking about when Roger with the setups and shit? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I thought that's
Oh
what
no,
they were
Roger
talking
debunked that shit. Roger debunked that. He said, that,
Yeah, I
listen,
think
he
this-
tested the setups. There was no delay, no nothing. He's
Full
nothing. No
placebo effect, Tom.
placebo effect.
The players believe that, though, so who knows which one's correct or not? You know.
Yeah,
'Cause
but you know,
they also,
listen.
Tommy, they also say overclocking does anything, but the players disagree, and I do disagree. But
No,
overclocking is a
overclock.
huge thing.
Wait, overclocking definitely does something. If,
Yeah, but
if
y'all-
people say
y'all
overclock
start
doesn't do
conspiracies
anything.
about- hold
By
on,
the
but
way,
y'all-
what was Standy doing right
all the
there?
CDO, all
Yeah,
the
San
CDO
Diego
says
Tom right
that.
there. Yeah,
Wait,
Tommy,
the
all
CDO
CDO
says
says
that
overclocking is.
your controller does nothing.
Yeah, they
Yes.
said they've done multiple tests on
They're
it that were fading.
tripping. They are
Yeah.
tripping, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
noticed a
fucking
difference
fried.
instantly. I noticed a difference when I
That's what
overclocked
we
my
said.
controller.
Thoughts? Hold on, Ben. Thoughts?
I'm sitting out of this one, bro.
No. Ben,
Wait,
you're
I
a
also
co-host
I
wanna
have
of
no,
the
I have no
show.
thoughts.
Yo,
guys.
Dill, you're
Ben,
fine,
you're a
bro.
co-host
You're
of the
fine,
show.
Dill.
You're a
You're
co-host
fine.
of the show. Like you said, it's important that you
AR
share your
catch on
opinion.
Bocage.
I haven't
you're fine,
tested,
Dill.
I haven't
Come on, man.
tested extensively overclock or non-overclock, so I do not have an opinion on this issue.
But what do you believe? Like if you without testing,
believe-
based on
I
your
don't believe
colleagues,
anything because I haven't
based
tested.
on your
stop trying
based
to
on your
start-
colleagues' reports, what do you think?
Put the lens in the chat, bro. I have no problem.
Yo, Pat's trying to set up.
Yeah,
better-
listen,
He's trying to set him up, bro.
don't try and set them up. At the end of the day, overclocking 100%, million percent, it changes.
100
It changes.
Wait.
There's no
we
way
gotta
it
back that
doesn't.
up. We gotta
Yeah,
back it up. We gotta back it up.
And I
just-
got a
back it up,
source.
do
I have a
something.
source too. Trust me, bro. That's my source.
That's
That's my fucking source.
I got the source.
Yo,
I got
Tommy,
the
is this where
source.
Dill hits the route?
Yeah. Back,
Right
Dill
here?
hits a route.
Oh, wait, you just
Oh, he's
spawned?
No, I
spawned it.
spawned
He's
there.
spawned
I
it.
spawned there.
He's
Yo,
spawned it.
I'm
What the
pretty sure-
fuck?
Wait,
Wait.
run that back. Why did he spawn
Run
water?
it back. I knew
Dude,
I
that
saw
was a
something fishy.
crazy route, bro.
Let's go. Rokkr spawns. Rokkr spawns.
Yo, what
I held my
the
kill cam long
fuck?
enough, bro. I held my kill cam
Wait,
long
That's
enough.
a route and a
Is it 'cause
half.
The
Good
hill
route,
went
kid.
white. The hill went white, bro.
I
We
thought
killed that
you-
dude rest of the
Hey,
time.
I even noticed that. I thought you took
Honestly,
the route
bro,
there.
you just gotta predict that. Like, unlucky.
What the
Unlucky.
fuck?
Get bokaged.
You got
Hey,
focused.
yeah, fuck it. That's a good play. Good play, Dill.
I'm gonna fucking make a meme
Hey,
of
I'll
like
take
Ashton
that every
Kutcher
day.
instead of you got punked. It's gonna be you got
got
bokaged.
You guys are actually
Literally.
able to soak up a lot of time here on this P1 too, which is good. Dude,
Oh,
you'll
time.
take this.
Fucking-
A lot of
Yep.
teams apparently are unable to do.
Fucking throw a
lot
body
of-
at
a
that.
lot
Look,
white
now like
time
these is
on
getting
P1.
his spawns. You know, like these is getting those spawns.
Third spawns are
Hey,
really,
dude,
really easy to get.
Yeah, but Mike, Major Maniac makes some good plays here.
Oh,
at
he
the
makes
Yeah,
end.
a huge
huge kill in the back.
Picks up the
Huge
pinch and
kill.
helps out on Barnes.
Upset three.
Like,
That was a
Yeah.
really good play out of Mike. That was a
nice
really,
go
really
from
good play.
Preston. and that
Major
was-
weenie.
Good plays out of Mike. Now we're going to a
Right,
fucking
on to
map
map
5.
Bro, Standy was fucking frying, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Standy
he
was
turned
fine.
He's fucking
He
turned
turned
right
up
now.
that map.
Yeah, and then he turned the search too.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
they
these
game
looked
five.
pissed off after that loss right there. They looked like they were fucking chalking it up. Well, they
Bro,
knew
they
that-
just lost a bokage to a team that has struggling SMG
Yeah.
presence. Like,
To be fair,
they
though,
fucking lost composure.
to be fair, Rocker's 1 and 2 on Bokage, but they averaged the 3rd most points per game on the map behind
Yeah,
FaZe.
that's probably our best map, to be
Oh
honest.
wow.
Whoa.
Which goes back to the
Whoa,
Tuscan
whoa!
thing, man.
Oh, dances. in
Easy,
full.
take it easy, take it easy.
Yo, this guy's over here giving our S&D vetoes and like, yo, relax.
No,
It's
listen.
going, bro. smoke.
He's go-
Jesus. Look
Well,
at that 2-piece out of Eli.
which I don't. I feel like Bo Cage wouldn't be your best map. No offense. I feel like you guys would be better at the other maps. With
Oh,
the
no,
way you.
Bo-Kid is by far best map, and my personal best map, too.
Yeah, that's interesting, bro. That's very
And
interesting.
No, it's
the
because
Thieves-
it's
the
no
Thieves-
think, just play.
Yep. And the
Mhm.
Thieves,
That's
most notably J-Cap, let that slip through the vetoes and banned Tuscan. Can't believe it. Nate Shot, you know my
let's get
number.
a piece from Sandy.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
what
dude.
are you gonna do?
But so I
Dude,
think as you watch this map, I mean, Tom, we were saying in the watch party, like, bro, this map 5 was a massive momentum.
Well,
for
as
both
soon as you
teams.
guys won the map 4, the
Yeah.
first thing I said was, well, Minnesota won. They're winning the series. Map 5 is Minnesota every day of the week. LATs ain't gonna win this one. And
So-
you guys did not disappoint. You guys came out fucking hot. You guys are running all over them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Eli, after that first round, was
He was
literally standing up.
screaming. He was
like,
screaming, bro.
These guys are nervous. These guys are nervous. These guys are nervous. They just shit their pants. These
Oh,
guys
this round?
And then he sat down, and then he stood up again and said, "These guys are shit their pants." I was like, "What the?"
Dude, he was so turned, bro. Dude, in the first round you guys won, he was standing up for like 20 seconds. You guys were all just looking up at him, just looking. I'm like, dude, what is this guy saying? What's wrong with this fucking
You just
guy?
kept talking about how they were shitting their pants and whatnot.
That's good. That's good shit talk.
Jesus.
You gotta get your.
Why are you throwing your teammate under the bus?
Nah,
How
come
much
on.
is
It's
this?
in game
Yeah.
shit
Dude,
talk.
you're
It's
an
in
op, bro.
game. It's in
Nah, I'm
game.
messing around. I'm messing around.
It's
See,
in
look at
game
the coach trying to
talk.
ruin all the vibes. Maybe coaches do ruin teams.
No.
Let's give
Daggers
Dan a
left
chance.
and
Let's give Dan- time out. Let's give Dan a chance to respond to that statement.
You guys are comedy, bro. Dan,
I'll
no
take that
comment.
one on the chin, bro. I'll take that one on the chin, bro.
I like
Good
that,
dub
Dan. I
today,
like
Joe.
that. I
Good
like
dub
that.
today, Joe.
Dagger Dan hasn't taken a back seat since he started playing, dude.
Fucking
But,
okay.
Still out.
I
for
think,
the
You
rest.
do
I'm
not
gonna-
want to get Dagger Dan going. You do not want to get him going.
I'm gonna skip a bit here, like, because I think most of the map was boring. This round was pretty hilarious. I'm gonna get back to the beginning here.
Well, LATs choked another fucking 2v4, did they not?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
round.
yeah, yeah.
4v2?
And Major Maniac is a beast, bro. He was it that round? Was it this round? Was it this round?
2v4 round?
Yeah. He fucking fried that
Uh,
round.
Tom, we got an Alec tweet, by the way.
We got an Alec tweet.
Yeah,
All right, let's check it out. Let's see what he said.
from their series against Toronto.
What did he say? Alex said, I saw gamer tags through 3 walls today in our match. The Bo Cage one thought he was in tools, so it was weird. Interesting. We'll pull it up when we get to that series. We'll pull up the tweet and we'll show the
You guys
screenshots.
before this? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
No, it was actually funny because I
What?
think in scrims or another match, Mike and I 2v4'd, so we were just like feeling it.
Okay,
Right when
go
we got-
back. Go
why
back.
are they
Go
running
back.
away
Yeah,
from each
yeah, go
other?
back. Go back. Go back and
I'm
pause.
going back.
This is typical LATs. What are they doing? Avoid plans to bomb. He starts running forward away from his teammates. Instead of running backwards towards his teammates, they're just staying alive on bomb. He runs forward. He tries to get into tunnel.
They
He
have
goes down.
everything- They have everything but like field and the stairs. Like all you gotta do is just play the like.
That's what I'm saying. So let it play out now. Now let it play out. So Envoy dies, and then also Kenny dies, pushing Brown by himself. Nobody's even there. Jazza wasn't even there for the trade. Bro, it goes from a 4v2 to a 2v2 in 2 seconds because they
I want to also have a critique here.
they both solo
they,
child.
They plant this. So like, do you guys think that one of these guys should try and go out of here so they at least have a crossfire someone slides through? Because like the way they
Bro,
play this, and
no, they're fine.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wait,
I'm not gonna
literally
lie.
unlosable.
He shouldn't
Right.
even try. That's an unknown.
Okay.
No,
No,
that side
what
of the
you
map
do
is an unknown.
is you
He
hug-
should literally stay on bomb, or he should back up.
Yeah, just hug your teammates and play for info. Throw some shimmies, figure out where they
There's
are.
no, there's no reason to overcomplicate this, bro.
That's
You
literally
plant the
an
bomb, you
unknown.
back up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
literally
It's
unknown. You
literally
don't go into the
unlosable.
unknown.
It's just and that's the thing. Like LA Thieves, they have rounds like this a lot. Like it
They're
consistently
compromised,
it
bro.
happens like this a lot. I don't understand how. And then Draws standing on top of the window.
Bro, it
They
just looked
staying on the windowsill.
It looked like
Look
LA
at this
Thieves
gunfight.
was trying to retake the
Look at
bomb
this
and not
gunfight.
us.
Oh,
Deadass.
what?
Yeah, Mike is
Why is
iffy
he
for
like,
that.
they
Why
were
does he
running
like
out
know
of
to look
eyes.
at that angle? Why does he know to like look at that angle? Like,
Oh,
what?
he maybe has an earpiece in.
No. Like,
Yeah,
what?
no.
That's a tippable snap.
Major
dude.
weenie,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Major
good
weenie.
stuff right there. It's
That
good
could have
stuff.
turned into a two-piece.
Nah, that's
We-
typical Mike. That's typical
wait,
fucking Mike.
No, Mike saw him laying there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you
okay,
can
okay.
see
under,
it. Yeah, you
can
can
see
see
under
him.
the truck. So he saw
Okay,
his
he
red
could-
arm under the
Yeah,
truck.
I thought that was an angle where he could see,
Yeah,
but
he
yeah,
has
I
the LA
couldn't.
Thieves suit on, brother.
Yeah, Mike was like, "What the fuck? He's just laying here."
Wait, you guys see suits in game? I thought this was all Codcaster thing.
Nah, you see suits in game.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
it
Because some of
used
these
to be-
suits are
it used to
bright
be
as
like
fuck.
that.
Yeah.
Nah,
Wow,
Tommy,
some teams have an
when you
advantage.
enable your pack, you have to use your suit. And LA Thieves is one of those teams that enabled their pack, so now we see them bright as day.
No
Like
way. LA Thieves are getting throttled, bro. They got the bright red suits on.
Sam almost got this ninja.
Yo,
That would have been,
that.
dude,
close.
that would have been crazy if he got that ninja. That would have been nuts. But you guys end up winning the round. And this one was pretty much all she wrote. I mean, you guys are up 5-1. You're not going to throw this away, especially on a boat cage. You guys
Yeah.
can hit mid every round, and eventually you're going to win one. You know
So
what I'm saying?
let's talk next steps. So for Thieves, they're going to play LAG in Seattle. They actually don't play on Sunday, so they play Friday, Saturday. So big 2 series. Right now they're sitting in a hole. They really need to try to get to 2 and 3, and then hope their results kind of break in their favor. For the Minnesota boys, y'all have 1 match against the
New York.
slightly new look New York team. Like, what are your thoughts going in that Saturday night matchup?
I mean, it's a huge match. If we win that, we secure winners. Lose it, we're going to start on losers at our home major. So, I mean, it's a new team. We know they're going to be coming out with the fire and might have that little bit of a honeymoon phase. But like I said, told the team earlier, like, bro, if we just work on like controlling the hard point and like playing the game mode right and knowing what each other are going to do and what we want to do, like, we're going to be a really dangerous team.
Oh, yeah. Wait, who are you guys playing?
New York.
Oh, New York. Yeah, yeah. Which they looked pretty good yesterday, honestly. I know it was Paris, but they looked a lot better. Their pacing seemed better. I feel like Neptune, Hydra, and Paul, like that trio, and then Porter as well. They're just gonna mesh a little bit pretty well together with their pacing. I don't know. It should be a good match. Wish you the best of luck, Dill. Obviously, I want to see you guys.
Tom.
I want to see you guys in winners at your own major, of course. So, best of luck to you guys,
Appreciate
and good job today on the reverse sweep. Good composure. Typical Minnesota Rokkr, bringing it back, man.
Yep.
I like
For
that.
Thieves, before we move forward, like they got to start closing out their matches, because I think this is like, even going back to the major, these like map 5s, reverse sweep type things, it's killing them. And on top of that, their hard point, we used to talk about how they're dominant. They are good at hard point, but like even in that series, those 2 hard points were very close, and they did lose one of them. Like, I'm starting to kind of worry that they're
okay.
Thieves are in the danger zone as a team.
Yeah.
yeah, they are. They're in a-
really getting close to bottoming out. And they didn't have an amazing major one either. So really do not want to see them starting losers.
Yeah.
And have to kind of stew on that.
Okay,
So I'm going to be curious to see what happens next week.
Am I off the pack, or does anyone else agree? I think this Thieves team has the worst vetoes in the league. Like, it's repeated every series.
I feel like you're always
do
talking about
something bad.
you're always talking about their vetoes every single time LA Thieves
for
has a
good
fucking
reason
series.
we are. It's not hindsight. It's just like, we look at the match, we look at the teams, we look at what they like have a history of being good at, and sometimes they just throw in curveballs that don't need to be thrown
Yeah,
in.
they just
regardless
randomly play maps they're not good at.
regardless of what they're feeling or anything like that. I just don't think it's the right play.
Mm.
I also think.
Go ahead,
No, go ahead, Tom.
No, go ahead.
Tom?
You do.
Okay,
No,
I was
you.
just gonna say what like Chris was saying earlier about being like that really good hardpoint team. It's really hard to stay like the best hardpoint team throughout the year, especially in a game like Vanguard with squad spawns. Like, some games are gonna get mixy. There's gonna be a random squad spawn that messes everything up. So like, it's really hard to stay at the top level in hardpoint. Like, you kind of have to just be good across like all the game modes.
And that's why
And
your
it-
team at
it
least
sounds
thrived at
cliche,
Cold
but-
War, and you'll probably get better in this year if you guys stick it out. Is because S&D is one of those modes where you eventually start like getting like such a huge gap in mastering, especially in COD. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
And by
That's,
the
I
way,
think,
guys,
the thing to work on.
Kenny didn't rage quit. Everybody's saying he didn't rage quit. His game crashed at the end of the game when he like alt tabbed and his shit crashed. So he didn't rage quit. For those you asked.
Tough scenes. But,
Tough scenes. What are you gonna do
Ben
about
was
it?
mad about that one.
I'm looking at this tweet. I saw gamer tags through 3 walls today in our match. The boat cage one, I thought he was in Tool, so it was weird. This is just
See that, though?
unacceptable, bro.
He's
This
literally
is-
getting names through
yeah,
the wall.
that's unacceptable, bro. That is just
No,
ridiculous.
haha, Keck, adapt. I don't want to hear it, guys.
Adapt.
tough scenes, Tom.
Very
I got
tough.
the vetoes pulled up if we want to talk about this series.
Yes, sir.
This was interesting coming in. So Kleenex tweeted before this series a picture of his COVID test. They played yesterday, and he said he was kind of feeling out of it, and so he obviously tested himself, and it looks like he had COVID. So I assume he played from home, but he was able to still make the match. Did not sub in Hixie. And this ended up being the most entertaining series of the day. I'm curious, this group, kind of what your takeaways were kind of initially from watching these 5 maps.
I was fucking bricked up watching this series. This was a good ass series.
Breakdown, Tom.
A lot of breakdowns. It
Lot
felt
of
like there were
breakdowns.
so many trolls from both teams. Like Toronto and FaZe were trolling so much. And I also want to note that Kleenex does have COVID. I just want to shout him out because playing through COVID doesn't sound like a good time. And I saw that he posted that he tested positive. So hopefully Kleenex you get better soon, man. But he was still frying. Kleenex looked like one of their best players this series, even with the vid. So good job from him. It was a really good series. This one went all the way down to the wire. We start things off on Gavitu hardpoint. I'm gonna be honest, man. Toronto right now, they're hardpoint. They need to clean it up. They gotta clean it up.
I have 2 takes, Tom. One is Toronto is still horrendous hardpoint, and the second is
they gotta clean it up.
congratulations Optic Gaming on winning back-to-back majors, because I don't think anyone right now, watching the way that FaZe has played 2 of these last 3 series, like I don't think anyone right now is a more complete team than Optic, and I agree with what Asim's statement was. Like, once
that
you got
Optic
to the later parts
win?
of this series, like I just feel like FaZe is making a lot of mistakes, and they're still not going to be able to match Optic in control.
He's lead jinxing. He's lead jinxing Optic. We gotta
No
get a
way.
little
No,
chat.
Yeah, we know what you're doing.
Hexing
FaZe,
him?
Ben.
Is
We
he
know what you're doing,
hexing?
Oh,
FaZe,
FaZe
Ben.
Ben with the mind games. I like that.
It's not mind games.
Nah,
Does anyone
it's not.
dispute what I
Come
said at all?
on, like, don't do this. Don't do
Before you
this.
guys take the piss on my end, like, is there anything wrong with my statement?
No, I honestly, I agree with you, but I do think if there's gonna be a team that beats Optic, it's FaZe. But I do agree with you.
Yeah, no,
Optic
I
right
agree.
now is the number 1 team in
I
my
think
personal
right
opinion.
now-
Team. They're the most complete team.
Pat, what do
Well, I
you think about that?
I think Ray wants to drag.
Oh, Ray's in here? Oh, hell yeah. Let me get Ray in here. Hold
I
on.
think FaZe will be the major 2 champions. They will dominate Optic when they match up against them. It won't even be close. Ben is completely off the pack in saying that Optic is going to repeat at major 2. I do think Optic is the second best team in the game.
Rainbow,
but I
what are
think
your thoughts?
FaZe is
Rainbow, what are your
gonna be on
thoughts?
their revenge
Hey,
tour
hey,
and
hey.
assert their dominance.
Hey.
That was good, Ray.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here for the entertainment value. I'm not here to speak opinions on shit. The only
I
thing I'm
like
gonna
that.
say is
I like that, Ray.
like just understand, like, yeah, we won our matches the last was it this weekend, 1 or 2 matches. They were not clean by any means. So if you guys are fucking saying we're just gonna come in and fucking blow everyone out of the water, we got
That's
some
what
more
I'm
to
saying.
do.
They're delusional.
Yeah, that's what I agree, Pat. Good call, Pat.
Some maps got close, but you guys were still
Nah, I
dominating.
mean, like right now, the strength of our team really is our map pool right now. Like we can play anything against anyone. We're fearsome or fearless. Obviously, our Berlin HP needs some work, and that's what we're working on. And if we can get to that point, I'd be very worried if I was any other team in the league right now. But
Anything else, Ray? Anything else?
we got some work.
Berlin. Hardpoint
Yeah, Berlin,
Berlin.
Berlin. I mean, dude, it's been.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's no-
SND Siege,
Wait,
right?
wait,
SND
we're-
Siege.
we're
Yeah,
always-
mhm.
We're 0-5. I
Fuck,
think.
that
I mean,
kinda
yeah. See, you
conflicts
can
with
ask
us.
Siege first. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah,
dude.
that
Good
conflicts
call.
with
Good
us,
call.
though.
You can ask.
Fuck. Okay.
You can ask. You can
Right,
ask.
I remember you saying, Ray, that even after the event you guys won, that you felt like you won the event, but you guys weren't even playing that good. You felt like the ceiling is way higher than what you guys have shown.
I mean, that's a bit. I mean, I feel like a lot of teams are gonna feel that
I feel
way
like any
at this
team,
point in the season. Yeah, like that's kind of
especially,
fair.
Yeah, every team is
But
gonna
it's
learn.
just to me,
Except Seattle, but yeah.
where I was. Oh my god. you're such a
Oh, here we go again.
where,
Go ahead, Ray.
where I was really coming from with that is just a matter of like I feel like we won that event like pretty convincingly. Like I mean, just the basis of like how we beat teams and how we were consistent. Like we lost 2 searches against FaZe in the final. Like I'm not saying we were like the best team there by far, but like we played good enough to beat teams in a way where you weren't really going to guess. There wasn't second guessing that we should have won that event.
Yeah.
And the reason why I said like I don't feel like we played our best is because I feel like we didn't, and we still won the event in that fashion. So that's really where it was kind of like, yeah, okay, like Big Rainbow Ray coming in with a statement. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, it's a little bit of a statement.
I think it's a
little
fair,
entertainment
fair
value there,
statement.
but I feel like that was
Yeah.
a fair thing for me to say. Like there's a lot of situations in
of
certain games
course.
that weren't clean at all. And
I have a question for you.
One second, Pat. I just want to follow up. I think, though, to give context to my statement, Pat, before I was kind of flying with the take, is I think like you guys are the only team in the league that I think is got a mastery of all 3 game modes. Like we'll see it in the 3rd map in the series. Like FaZe cannot figure out Gavitu control, and like against a team like you guys, where they're not going to win every hard point, they need to at least take one of those controls where you guys played them last in one boat. So
a fucking breath of fresh air compared to last year. We won like 3 control all year. I was telling my boys after like 5 games, I'm pretty sure we won more controls as a team here this year than we did all last year combined.
That's crazy. That is
That's really
crazy.
Well, and that's kind of what my question was: is do you think this, rumored change is going to help or not help you guys, or not matter at all?
I honestly don't think you're talking about the ticks, yeah?
Yeah, because you guys win.
Yeah.
Like, at least at the event, you won a lot of round 5s.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I don't think it's going to change all that much. I think it's just going to make the teams that are better at offense better overall. Like let's say you're a good team right now, and or let's say you're not a great team at winning the map, but you're good on your O's.
Mhm.
I think those teams' win percentage will go up a little bit more because of the fact that you won't really have to worry about life count anymore. You'll just be able to just kind of flow through the map and just try and get ticks and actually play for the win from start to finish. So
London's a
like-
good example of that.
yeah, I mean, even at the event, I'd argue like the whole like the FaZe fiasco of miscounting lives against us, like they could easily just kind of push and have a chance to win that round. There was like 17 lives each or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
and you've seen it multiple times. This team kind of like just really kind of chalk rounds super early, and for better or for worse, right? Like, not saying they like I mean, not for it can't be really any worse, really. So it's just I honestly don't think it's going to change that much. I just think it's going to be way more entertaining to watch, and it's kind of annoying
still
that we
going to
don't
go
have
to
that
map
yet.
5. It's still going to go to not map 5. Sorry, it's going to still
Round
go to
5.
round 5 or whatever the hell it is. A lot of the time, it's just going to come down to the team that actually tried to win the map is going to get rewarded for it, and they're going to have that advantage more often.
It's just going to be the team that had the better offensive pushes will have a better chance to win the map.
So,
yeah.
Let's pivot a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about this map. Toronto basically got to 118 at some point during the middle of the second rotation, didn't get a single point afterwards.
This was a blender, Ben, and we got to talk about Toronto.
What do you guys think about Toronto's? Why do you think Toronto's hardpoint's really struggling right now?
I think right now they're not looking like the unit they usually look like. They're playing they're always separated. They're solo chowing a lot. They seem like they're just not coordinated right now. And I know Kleenex is sick, and maybe they're going through some problems, but they just need to get back to that mentality of just working together and being a unit on a map. I feel like right now it seems like a group of individuals, which for Toronto, it's like, it's weird for me to say that, because in the beginning of the year, their teamwork was on point. When this game first dropped, they looked good again. Like, they looked fired. They looked like Cold War Toronto, and they just kind of slowed down. They've been dropping off the last couple weeks. I think talent, they'll never have an issue with that. They showed it here today, even against FaZe, that they're very talented. Again, they just seem that they're not coordinated too much. But Chris, what do you think?
I just think they're just not in sync, like you were saying. They got Bokage brain, bro. It's just like it's slowly just deterring their teamwork. I'm telling you, bro. They like, you watch Kleenex sometimes. Grant, he's sick. He's just kind of like throwing his life away a lot of time, just making like a little bit of questionable plays. And it's not that he's just not disgusting. It's just like that's translating to everyone in the team. And they're, like you said, they're playing way too solo. They're not using any teamwork.
That, Chris, is he played very similar last year, and their teamwork, they got away with it. To me, from my perspective, I think Insight's impact on the map is a little bit less with the way that this game plays, and I think that's what hurt their hard point. Because last year,
that's a good point.
They could play kind of rogue. Ben could play those crazy corners. Kleenex could go crazy, but they knew that Insight was getting the 1 and 2 if they were losing some map control. And this year, I think they've really struggled with that.
Yeah. No, you're right. You bring up a good point, actually.
Ray, I've heard you talk about Toronto a lot. You think very highly of them. What?
I have no comment on the matter of what's going on with them. No comments to be had.
Oh, okay, no comments. Okay, no comments.
I'm not here to help them. But I will say the one thing that people need to understand about this game and the difference, kind of what, like, I think it was Chris was saying about the whole, like, they're stuck in the bocage or whatever. Like,
bocage brain, yeah.
I think one thing, like, obviously, game this year not the greatest, obviously, like, we're dealing with it. One thing that's really good about this game is that each hardpoint map requires a different kind of pacing and mentality. They're all like kind of its own little hardpoint thing. Like, I feel like last year in general, like the way the game played wasn't like, even almost search, like team play in general was kind of like not one dimensional, but there wasn't like 20 ways to go about it.
It was pretty straight up.
This year, the pacing and the phase you go through a map, from map to map, is just so different, which I think is a really cool thing from a playing standpoint, because it requires players to be good at a lot of different things. Right?
There's a lot more room to freestyle. It's like you have your little basics, but like for the most part, a lot of it's a little bit more freestyle-y.
I wouldn't say freestyle. I think it's just really the fundamentals are just so much more important this year than in the past, because of the fact that, like, if you lack a step, like, kind of like you can say the freestyle aspect, but if you lack a step in what you're trying to do as a team, and your other team take advantage of it, it's going to show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My bad, Ray. I didn't mean to set you up there, Ray.
Oh, no, you're good. I mean, again, I'll speak
Ray's here.
I'll give you some opinions, but
you're a very knowledgeable guy, Ray. I want to bring you into the convo. You know, is this your first time on the flank, Ray?
It is my first time on flank.
Oh, welcome to the flank. Let's get a Lambo and a Jack. Come on.
My first time on the flank can't be coming here and trying to fix Toronto's issues.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I love those guys.
100%.
Don't get me wrong.
Dude,
and I think they're a great team. And I think Pat, honestly, like the Pat just praising them for potentially being the winners of champs this year.
Oh, they will be, yeah. but I will say, Ray, I fully agree with you, though. That's why I don't want to help Seattle. It's not our job. I agree with you. When you're good at something, don't do it for free, Ray. I fully agree with you. Go ahead.
Where was I? Oh yeah, it's more the basis of, like, I feel like Toronto's gonna figure they're gonna figure each other out. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. Like, those guys are extremely talented individuals. Their coaching staff is one of the better coaching staffs in the league. Like, they have a really good team balance. I think it's just a matter of, like, I'm gonna stop myself there. I'm just gonna stop myself there.
Yeah, stop yourself, right? You cut it off, right? Cut it off.
Put it this way: they couldn't win a hard point at Major 1. They still got top 4 at that event.
Exactly.
Which is impressive. That is super impressive from Toronto. If you're not winning hard points and you get all the way to top 4, that is not easy.
What was their hard point winning percentage last year?
Had to be really good.
I
I
could
think it
tell you
was
if you give
no.
me
I think it was
3
like
seconds.
even.
Was
it was
it?
pretty even.
I
It
don't
wasn't
know,
like
like,
dominant.
their
Control is what
I
made
think
them so
Control
good.
and S&D
Yeah,
was
their
it.
control
They
was
would,
what
they
made
would
them
win
so
like
good.
at least one a series. Obviously not like go 0-2,
Ultra
but like
was
they
40,
won.
they were 47 and 43 in hardpoint last year.
Yeah, so about even.
Yeah,
Okay.
about even.
Wow, that's interesting. I thought for
But didn't
some reason I
didn't
thought
they
they
go
were
on
way
a
better.
crazy control run?
Yeah,
Was that
they
them?
went on a crazy win
Yeah,
streak.
13 in a row, which is, I mean, dude, a little bit better than even is really good for a team that's so good in S&D and control. Like
Yeah.
when we talk about teams that are like 2-3-5 teams, if you're winning 50% of your hard points, then and you're a 2-3-5 team, you're fucking probably gonna win a majority of your series anyway.
I mean,
The
Yes,
only
yeah.
teams that were better at hardpoint than them last year was Subliners with 39-33. I'm sure a lot of those were checkmate wins. Optic.
Why did you just throw that in there?
Why are you trying to say that, Ben? Yeah, what
I'm
was
just
that
go
about?
My bad,
go through my
Ace.
momentum, man. Okay.
My
I
bad,
know
Ace.
you were on that
Some
team
catch
too.
strays.
Ace got
That's
offended.
literally
Ace got
false, Tom,
offended.
because Garrison was our best map and Raid we were really good at too.
Let him know.
So that's
let
a
him
Len
know.
in the chat.
Len in
Get
the
your facts
chat.
straight.
Get a Len in the chat.
Optic, Empire, and FaZe within the next 3. So Ultra was pretty good at hardpoint, but I mean, if you look at their control and S&D stats, they were near the top on those. So
Speaking about their control record, Ray, I think you guys are approaching that.
I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, I think you guys are
I
like
think
1 or
so.
2
I
off
don't even
beating
care.
that record.
I have no comment on the matter.
Ray, is it 11 in a
Ray's
row?
comedy, bro.
Ray, is it 11 in a row or 12 in a row?
He's just trying to break us. That's who we play next, yo. My man's trying to
Wait.
Yeah, he's trying to put a hex on you, Ray.
Yeah, bro. He's trying to hex
Wait,
that
no,
shit.
I'm just trying.
He's not falling for it. Ray's not falling for it.
It's down in scrim this week. It's down in scrim this week. Big scrim this week, better.
Are you 11 game win streak or 12 game win streak? I'm just wondering.
I mean, we talked about this. They're on 11, I think. 11 or
Canadians
12.
going at it. You hear them? You hear the Canadians going at it then?
But the one thing I will say about like obviously we can praise Toronto on how well they played on the Eater modes last year, but like I'm gonna pull out a golf analogy here, and Ben's gonna like this one. But like
Ooh.
being good, like golf requires you to be good at multiple facets of the game, like driving the ball, hitting the ball, and then chipping and putting, whatnot.
yeah.
If you're not good at one of those things, it puts a lot of pressure on the rest. And kind of similar to like the hardpoint situation you're talking about. Like if you need, like, especially with the talent we have in the league this year and how close the games are, and I mean you can attribute that to some of the game, like the game we play this year is kind of hard to separate yourselves from everyone else. But if you are literally relying on search and control to win games this year, bro, I'm sorry, but that's just the consistency and elements of this game just don't allow you to do that as well as you did last year.
Listen, I've been making that take on the show for the last like 3 or 4 episodes because I agree with you. 2-3-5 is always
yeah,
been
you've been
fluky. I
saying
think it's
that.
even flukier this year.
I mean, to be fair, Ben, that's why you got to start working on your drivers at the end of the show. No more putting. Open
Bro,
up
my
your
driver's
window.
right
Open up your window. I want you to hit a driver out the window.
Play the driver is the best part of my game. I couldn't do anything else.
Wait, Ben, why don't you get one of those
man.
like virtual setups where it's like the big ass net? and you,
I don't
like-
have.
Yo,
room
Tommy,
for
he
it.
needs to keep working on the putting, brother. Just don't pull him away
100%,
from the
Ray.
putter.
Listen,
The putter needs some
100%.
work.
listen, Ray. Just know I shot 85 on Saturday and the putter was on, bro.
Good,
the tip,
man.
The
Love
tip
to
you
hear
gave
that.
me has helped a lot.
Right,
so,
you still be golfing and shit every day? You go every day, or you go every
Well,
once in a
not
while?
every day, but I get like 2 or 3 rounds in a week.
but,
Oh,
hold on,
nice,
We gotta
nice,
ask. We gotta
nice.
ask though. What was up with you and the good guys?
Yeah, so I mean, for those who don't know, the good guys, I mean, you're living under a rock at this point. They're like probably one of the bigger growing YouTube channels for golf on the world, and they're actually really cool dudes, and they game a lot. They play COD, so
That's it.
I'm starting to interact with them a little more. Like their office is literally right next to the Hex Quarter office, so like I bring my they just got like a code lock on the door. Now I bring my clubs to the office before scrims, and I go hit some balls on the simulator. And
The
yeah, I'm
simulators
starting to
are
interact.
cool, bro. Those
No,
things
they're
are
so
cool.
dope. And they're all super awesome guys. Like I have nothing but good things to say about this.
Listen, I tried to convince work to buy a sim. They weren't having it. So now I'm
I mean,
trying
they're
to
not
convince-
cheap, bro. Like the
I
one
know.
the good guy has to have, like it has to be at least like 35, 40K. Like
Hey, just to
No,
talk
that-
about this map a little bit, Toronto really slowed it down. They started bringing rounds back, but they super played on boat cage. And I like that. I like that they were doing that, kind of working the map a little bit. I feel like on boat cage, sometimes you see rounds go by in 10 seconds over and over and over again. It'll be 3-0, 4-0 fast or 2-2, whatever. Rounds go by in 2 seconds. Toronto really took their time here on this map. And I really like the way they were working stuff. I feel like they definitely like to play off picks and use their numbers. Their teamwork definitely looked a lot better in this S&D, for sure.
In my opinion, this is one of the maps you kind of want to play slower because it's a small map, but at the same time, if a team over-aggresses, you can kind of catch them doing so because of how
100%.
easy it is to watch everything. But on top of that, the spots that people can play, they're pretty fucking limited on
Yeah.
the bomb sites. So I think taking it slow is probably your best play.
Yeah, I feel like you can also retake pretty easily on this map. Like
Yeah.
if a team gets the A bomb plant down, it's really not that big of a deal. Like retakes are not that hard. Unless it's like a 1v1 or a 2v2 situation and you don't know where the guy is, things can get a little
Yeah.
mixy. But I mean, in terms of just getting bomb control
was
and
crazy, Tom.
sticking bombs, this was nuts. Insight
This
is
is crazy
icy,
round.
man. He's icy. He's been clutching up all year. He's been doing his thing. I feel like Alec definitely trolled right there, though. He should.
I probably should have hit tunnel and gotten out of
He
there.
should have
but-
hit tunnel, got the fuck out of there, or just ran to the back of the spawn, got behind the tank or something. He played like a day one corner, and I think Inside was just able to sniff him out. So good plays out of him. And then they go up 5-3, and then this is pretty much Toronto's game. FaZe is all funneled onto the A side here. Do they win it here? They win it here, don't they?
I'm pretty sure they do, yeah.
Toronto, the Cammy ends up finding blood. Which, by the way, Cammy, he was kicking up today. I feel like Cammy has kind of. He hasn't been the Cold War Cammy, but today he looked like the Cold War Cammy. And I heard the casters
he
kind
had
of
some
giving him.
sparks.
He had some sparks today. He was looking good. Beezy should have clutched this. He should have challenged him right there with his sub. Ben, how many bullets did he have in his sub right there? Back it
You
up.
run it back, yeah.
Did he run out of bullets there?
I don't think he had a little bit in his mag.
10.
10, 9. Oh,
Uh,
3 bullets.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, put it away. The pistol's good. I'm surprised he didn't win that right there. We went to another round. I don't know what would have happened, but
he
really,
was
really
10
good
and 5
play.
right there.
Really good plays at a Cammy right there.
And then we get to the troll fest, man. This
Oh,
control-
bro, let's please, Ben, break down the breakdowns,
This
please.
control,
Break down the breakdown.
This control was insane, bro.
I've heard this was crazy. I didn't get to watch.
You didn't
but
watch this,
Dylan,
Dylan? This
Dylan,
is
watch.
crazy.
Nah.
This is
Dylan,
insane.
this round is insane.
So you can see Kleenex was having a day, by the way. He was going nuts. This guy's got COVID and he's all over the fucking map. You couldn't handle this guy. It was good plays out of him. Toronto just kept putting so much pressure on FaZe on these offenses. It was weird because there was one round where Toronto just went up in so many lives in the craziest spawn trap. Remember, Ace, when we were watching it? And they just put him in a crazy fucking trap.
I think it's the round after, but this round, like, Toronto had no business winning the offense, and FaZe just let him cat be. Like, I think right now, FaZe is playing really well. It's even lives. Like, they're putting him in a demon almost. Like, you got Ben roaming their spawn, but towards the end, I just don't understand how they let them cat be.
Well, let's watch it. Let's see how it kind of all fell apart. Ben, go to win and get on B. Ben just makes a play and gets on the site. He pulls a Trey 0. And he's able to find he's able to find a gap and just get onto the site. I mean, they also had kills too, so it opened up the lane for him. And then here they just work kills. I mean, this is hard. If you're FaZe, it's hard to get out of here. They do a good job salvaging the situation though. They do a good job. They end up getting them out of there. They hit their grenades. I feel like it's all attack usage at the end of the day to fucking get them off that B point. You either have to try and pinch mid or go around and try and work a break that way and get ring control, or hit your tax and try and win the fight.
Disconnected from
I wanna say a
Front,
lot of
but
that
that's
round-
tough. That's hard to do. But go ahead,
I want
Grace.
to say a lot of that round was attributed to Stellium kind of just sitting in their spawn. I think he was there for a while, right? He wasn't doing much.
What the fuck?
Whoa,
If I
what
can
the hell?
remember that correctly.
Curveball, LAG, curveball.
Oh, Asom, we're back on board with you, Asom. Here we go.
Oh, look at me go.
Oh, Dill's in
Oh,
here,
good kill, P-Dog.
Do we have, was there a leak? Did I leak the link? Is that what happened here? You got it?
Somebody reset the video. I brought us back.
Okay,
Okay,
we're good.
It's okay, we're good.
Okay,
Am I
we're
wrong?
valid.
Oh, no,
Wasn't
no.
there a
It's
spot?
I think I leaked the link earlier.
1-1.
Did you? You leaked it? It's okay.
We were 1-1.
Yeah, but no one's. I don't think anyone hacked in yet.
Okay,
Oh,
bet.
no, that's
Bro,
not good.
by the way, completely irrelevant, but I was just looking at this. Optic is 19-3 across all
Jesus
3 game modes
Christ.
on Tuscan. So if I'm
Ooh,
any
that's their map.
team, I'm banning Tuscan in all 3 modes.
Nah, don't do it, Asim. You're good. You guys got it.
I mean,
Okay, Ray, I see you.
I mean,
Don't worry, Ray, I got
to
you,
be
bro.
fair, I mean, Ray's not gonna comment on this, but they're good at every map. I mean, they're
No, they
pretty
definitely
confident.
are.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, except Berlin Hardpoint and Ray. If you want to talk on that, you can.
They were together, no
0
comment
and
for
0
all
and
that.
4.
Hey,
0 and
just-
4 on
just-
that one.
Just know, I mean, I'll bring this up. I won't attest to the Berlin. I'll just bring a little flashback to the Modern Warfare season, their championship run. We were 0-6 on what was it, Azir Cave, going into the playoff championship that year, and then we went 3-0 when it
How
mattered.
is your
So
team
that's good
Bro,
insight.
how are you guys bad at games when you have Clay and Crim on your
just
team?
just wait for it. All right.
Oh,
Wait,
Let's
Ben, break this down, man.
hey.
This is a breakdown right here. We need
Bro,
to
this
talk
is
about
a
this.
breakdown because I don't know how many times I have to watch Toronto players flank through spawn. I get that kind
Wait,
of
but
like it
they
seems like
do
the way
it-
that
they do
FaZe
it right,
plays
though.
still, they push out ring and so yeah, people are gonna be able to pitch around the back, but like then they just don't hit their nades and then it's just it's just an easy hole for Toronto. I feel like FaZe make this so hard on themselves.
Well, I mean, Toronto do a good job. They get around, they get the kills, they get on the point. Sim kind of goes rogue. They all die. Once Toronto gets 2 stacked on this point, I mean, they have the upper hand here. They kind of flip the switch.
Yeah, but
Are you
again,
skipping, man? What are you doing?
what is Cell doing?
right back
And I usually don't rag on Cell because he's disgusting, but like he's just pushed up on the beach, like for a
But he
while.
doesn't turn around?
He's just
He needs to
not
come
doing
back. Yeah,
anything.
he needs to come back. Well, he's
Like, he's
probably
just
just
sitting
playing.
there.
I mean, he's giving them that despawn and forcing them left. I mean,
Okay, but like gets to go push up, get
Go
some
help your
information,
guy
or come
ring.
back, do
yeah,
something.
yeah, he needs to
like,
come back
the
eventually. He needs to come back.
Look at them in their spawn. They're
Yeah,
breaking
yeah.
down. They already got 2 people there. He's just kind of playing a little too soft.
Bro, the
with
ring
us right
headies
there.
are nasty. You can just sit
Yeah.
on it, and they have to slide back through your side of spawn to even get to hill. So he's got to go through there.
He's come back, and then
Yeah.
right here, I mean, they're screwed here. What happened here though? Why didn't FaZe get on the point? Is this the
Great
round where they
question,
didn't?
Tom.
What were they doing?
Bro, they just
what
got
were they
2v4
doing?
right there.
I don't understand though. What like Abizi right here, right? He tags that guy, right? Why does he slide down that hill instantly? Just slide down the hill instantly.
Well, he should be looking at the B capture and looking like, oh fuck, they're about to cat B. I gotta go down the ramp.
That's what I'm
like you said.
saying. Like I don't understand how nobody on FaZe got in there. Like did they black? They must have blacked out. They must have blacked out mid round because it. I don't know if they blacked out or they just couldn't get there in time. And Abizi was the only one that can get in there, but he just he wanted to hold ring. Maybe he thought his teammates can get in. I don't know. That was very interesting to me. But they end up, in my opinion, trolling that round a little bit. Toronto ended up clutching up. But then Toronto starts trolling.
Yeah, then they start trolling. Yeah.
And Toronto starts trolling a little bit, and FaZe is able to fucking get in here and make a play. And they do a good job. They get in. There's no way in hell that FaZe should have won this round. Toronto had all map control with 40 seconds left to go. They had all of ring, all of cliff, all of everything. They all die. FaZe was able to work ring control. BZ was able to get pushed up in the spawn here and try and be a nuisance. He ends up falling, but Cammy finds a big 2-piece. Once you get
It's
this
kind
ring
of crazy they win this.
well,
Bro,
they
like
have ring
7 to
control.
5
They
and
have
20
ring,
seconds left.
bro. Once you have ring control, you just wait and you do a hit together. This is the London special right here. You get ring control and you just play through front. You have somebody look over you. You play the head glitches, and you have one person, like I said, Ben. Remember I said this early in the flank.
Yeah.
One person going rogue in the spawn and 10 and shit. In this case, it was
This is what you
easy.
don't see enough, bro. The BZ should be your guy hitting flanks, picking routes, sliding back for being nuisance. I feel like we don't see it enough from FaZe on this map.
Well, I mean, he was doing it right there.
And it's a good play by
And they
FaZe,
win
but
this
at the end,
round because he kills the guy in alley and they're able to slide through.
it's a good play by FaZe. But at the end of the day, Toronto literally had presence around green, and then somebody just runs out of green, dies. Like you saw him, I think
Yeah,
Celium killed him. Just gives up that spot of the map, which creates a gap where that guy either because you spawn deep, right? So in order to pick that up, you're either playing tight in the beach, which doesn't give you a layer, but if you're green, you can basically watch the full pinch and you can watch that like mid cut.
Yep.
When you lose that, that's when the opening the opening opens, and that's when they take advantage of it, and that's what basically allows them to win the round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This-
but then it goes into a round 5, and then Toronto just starts spawn trapping them.
Oh yeah,
That was
actually nuts.
insane.
That was
That's
actually insane.
nuts.
Right off the rip, they get FaZe in the demon trap, and FaZe can't do anything about it. They eventually break out of it, though, and then FaZe get them in the trap. They kind of flipped the switch a little bit halfway through the round, but it wasn't, at the end of the day, Toronto, they
Yeah,
just...
this clean spree. Wait,
they-
Ben, we gotta watch this.
You gotta
This
get the
clean
whole...
spree
We
was
have to...
crazy.
This was insane. This was fucking insane.
COVID brain, bro. This guy's got COVID piecing people.
He's got COVID brain, bro. This guy's just running around piecing. He went
That's a 3-piece.
crazy right here. He went crazy. I don't know what he was doing, or what he ate, but this guy needs to keep doing this shit. He was not dying here. And
He
I
needs
think
to keep having COVID, Tom.
no. I said whatever he ate. You know what I'm saying? On a serious note, though, COVID is a serious thing, and I hope he gets better.
yeah.
I hope he gets better. Like
He's a trooper for today.
No, he's a trooper. Seriously, that's why I gave that's why I wanted to give him some respect when we first started talking about Toronto, because it's not easy to play through something like that, especially COVID. So hopefully he gets a speedy recovery and the tissue with an issue can get back to 100% health, right? So shout out to him. I think right here in this last round, Toronto just got them in the demon trap so early that they drained the lives so fast that with 2 minutes left and FaZe only having 11 lives, this was looking slim. The only way FaZe can bring this back is if they get a clean wipe and they do the same thing Toronto just did to them, back to them, which they almost did. But the only they let Insight get out. Insight made a play here. Ace, remember we were saying how icy he was? Insight was making plays. This
No,
guy,
it's the life after. He made a play right there.
life after. He got caught, but he
hits
gets
the long route again.
yeah, he does it again. Which I don't know. Right here, RCs makes a good play backing up and picking up the deep right. But I like how Toronto stays disciplined and they all take the route. You know, like they don't keep flooding. They because it got a little close there, a little bit.
Yeah, you get one wave of 4 dead, and suddenly this is tied. So
Yeah, so Toronto do a good job staying disciplined and taking their time, and it was Insight 2 lives in a row, just taking the route left with an automaton. He doesn't even have an MP40. He's taking it with an AR, and he knows that with the amount of time that he has on the clock, that he has the ability to take a long route and be patient and take a route like that. So just a really good heads-up play. out of Insight. He was able to stay alive here and pick up a few more kills. I'm pretty sure over by that green side he was
It got
finessing.
close,
So
Tom. It was a 10-7 at one point in this, like right before this.
it got
So, like,
close. It got very close. I mean,
yeah.
it was 21-11 at one point in favor of Toronto,
But
and
a
FaZe was
lot-
able to
too
pin
many-
them.
Too many freebies. I mean, MC's the last, like even before this kill, like.
Man, keep
If
it
I'm
going,
MC,
Ben.
right,
You give me a
probably
headache.
yelling- Alex probably yelling that I'm giving up beach, and then MC just decides to not pick it up.
Yeah. It was,
So I don't know what the thought process was there.
yeah, I don't know
This is the
what.
play right here.
Yeah.
By the way,
Shit
this
wins
is
them the game.
this is the fourth time since the CDL started that the offense team won a round 5 on this map.
Out of how many other times?
22.
Jesus Christ.
That's tough.
And LAG's got 2 or 3 of them.
We definitely have one, yeah.
No, we have 2 for sure.
For sure.
We beat London in the major. Offense. You know the vibes.
That's fucking insane, dude. Holy shit. Good job for Toronto to clutch up this Gavin to control. They end up going 2-1 in the series, or going up 2-1 in the series. But the thing that's hurting Toronto right now, really big map from Sip. He had 41-27. He couldn't
Yeah,
take
he
it
was
out.
trying, bro.
Why the fuck is everybody spamming 4 and 22 in here? What the fuck? That's
No,
not
four
right.
out of-
What
four out
happened?
of
Right.
27.
What happened?
Ah, that's not right, Chad. It's not right. You know, but then we get into the hard point, Tuscan hard point, and I think it was Gunless who said it during the watch party. He's like, "This is going to map 5. Like, there's no way FaZe loses."
Bro,
But
it looked like
Toronto,
was gonna close this out.
yeah, Toronto's probably should have closed it out.
Bro,
They go on a
Tommy, I
couple
know
of
we're
insane
talking
streaks.
about
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Ben.
What
I know we're
Mutes-
talking
mutes out
about. I know
again.
we're talking about Toronto's like lack of teamwork and stuff, but like, bro, they were solo pushing shit and just frying. Like Cammy and Kleenex had a map and they still
they
lost
did.
it. Cammy was 36-12 at one point. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Was he was
But-
triple pause? Jesus
Yeah, he was
Christ.
triple pause. I'm
Also,
pretty sure.
they've lost now 4 hard points in a row, and 12 of their last 14. So they're in like
Jeez.
an absolute hard point blender right now.
Mm-hmm.
And their only 2 wins are against
Wait, and-
Minnesota.
And their hard point that
Yeah.
they what's it called? The hard points that they lost like yesterday and today, like they had collapses in them. Like they should have won both those hard points easily versus Boston on Bokage and then this one right
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm. I
Want me to
mean,
say it again? Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
shoulda, coulda, woulda, Ray. Almost is not enough. You know,
Facts.
Toronto.
I'm gonna skip more towards the end of this. but
Yo,
go
let's
ahead,
go on
Tom.
board with the listening. Let's go on board with. We haven't listened to a listening yet. Let's go on board with a FaZe listening and see how the boys are coming.
Tango middle, tango middle.
John's gonna smoke during this listening.
I'm on top. Nah, you're going by yourself. Give me bottom, I'm getting bottom. That window, that window. Nice, I'm bottom now. Good time, good time.
Well, probably new, Ben.
Yeah, I'm gonna push out for you. Oh, one here still. Cammy, not weak.
Ben could be.
One shot, Cammy.
Mid
alley. Cammy, cool. That's fine. He's after.
Our
That's
side,
not him.
inside,
That's not him. I found out.
inside new, and Ben's gonna be our side.
He's
video,
video.
Inside was straight.
Oh, you top push, kill me. Mid.
I flipped.
You got mid. I am.
Stay our side.
Yes, break from me, guys. Two, one top. I'm trying to down. Bottom dead. Neither you.
Maybe it's Kleenex going.
Nice, go.
Go. Risky. They give a free break.
Stay down now. I don't see him. I'm in.
Okay, so again, now, so again.
There's slap.
I need help on top.
Yeah, remember, flood mid to time. Sit down.
You got me?
Outer church weak.
It's a good streak. Yeah.
They say streak.
I don't see him mid.
They know
Bronson should pull away here.
Next to Armin Alley.
Mid, watch out.
I'm looking at a rotation.
Top church. I got top for mid.
We should kick away. They have everything right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, no. We should probably hit this old.
It's fine.
They're probably top.
Okay.
They're gonna be ready for this. We should. They're gonna be ready. One's middle. Ben, mid, middle. I'm dead. I got him. I got him. Last one new, and then one old. I'm going. Are you?
All right, we're gonna shut out there. A little bit of a disconnect there towards the end of that listening. You heard them. You heard
Yeah.
Simp wanting to play for new and rotate, and BZ was like, we should probably hit old there. What do you guys think? What do you guys think is the better play there? Hit old or rotate or both? Have somebody hit old.
late on the rotation.
They're
They should
pretty
probably hit
late.
scrap.
They're pretty late there. Maybe hit like a mid to scrap or hit scrap and then send people mid. And
I mean,
it
the
just
thing is, though, they did rotate, but they didn't rotate together. They like came out of like green like separately and just like one by one died when they did try to like get out there. So like
yeah.
it's just they just had to do something together, whether it was like actually rotate or hit scrap, because they rotated like separately.
Yeah, and
That
you
makes
can see right here. I mean, this is a game that Toronto should probably close out. FaZe do a good job. They stay disciplined. They end up rotating over to this P3, and they get broken right away. Toronto break them, and that's what I thought that it was game. I thought that was game, but FaZe end up getting a back spawn. They come in. The spawns are a little fugazi on this hill. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the
Well,
spawns on this
little.
hill. Okay, very fugazi. They're very fucking
are they?
fugazi.
They're great.
FaZe
Just
is
be positive.
FaZe
They're
is
great.
blocking.
All right, let's be
It ain't just the
positive.
hill, bro.
Hold on,
Go ahead, Ben. Go
the
ahead.
situation's not that forgave. They're blocking field. Where do you want Toronto to spawn here?
No, not that. I wasn't
Yeah.
talking about that. There's times, Ben, where people are going around roof
we
and coming
noted on
through.
yesterday the P1 thing with bottom church. Yeah, I mean, if you get past the 50 on people, like some crazy shit happens.
But
in this
like
game.
for instance, like there's times where Toronto, what they're doing now, they'll get kills and then FaZe will spawn right behind them roof. You know what I'm saying? It gets really fucking weird there. Or sometimes people will spawn on all the way in the back on that head glitch. Like sometimes
Yeah,
people
Tom,
be blocking
I
everything.
spawned in the back head glitch and
Yeah,
got
you
the
spawn
freest
right
two-piece.
there. Yeah, you just
the game
spawn
gave
right in
me-
the head
game
glitch.
gave me a two-piece today.
Yeah,
so
it's
shout out
weird.
Vanguard.
Like it's really weird. So teams definitely got to be on their toes when it comes to that hill because you don't know what fucking curveball you're gonna have to hit.
I think this Churchill is where FaZe started to turn around a little bit. You saw Simp and Abizi starting to get streaks. They do a lot of finessing around this hill.
This is
making it difficult
crazy.
for
I mean,
teams.
this is just what Atlanta
Yeah.
FaZe can do now. This is sometimes they kick up into their Atlanta FaZe gear. You can't even do anything about it. They were all winning gunfights. The kill feed was all white for a minute and a half, and they're pretty much able to tie it up going into this P5 hill. And going into this P5 hill, it's difficult to lock time. I feel like teams on this hill just trade 5 seconds every once in a while. This team gets 5. The next team gets
no one's
5.
getting a clean 4 dead.
These
It's just
fucking
like one
bombs,
person,
there's
that
nades,
person.
there's tacks.
The big thing on this hill, though, is if we watch the situation
rotation.
play out, it's not just a rotation. FaZe actually get the last 10 seconds of this hill, I'm pretty sure. And it's actually a big reason why they win this map. So if you watch right here, they're going to slide in. These 7 seconds are really key, Tom, because watch how this P1 plays out.
I mean, I think the more important plays is going down on the rotation. Abizi wins a big 1v1 at the new hill, and that allows his team to get in there, and it buys time for his team. Him winning that initial 1v1 bought the time for his team. That was all Abizi for me right there.
And I agree. And then the extra 6 seconds gives less pushes they get when you've got ARs post up in field.
Yeah, it's always good to get some time.
MC plays a nice little ratty corner here, a little cringe spot, and they really only need to get one wave of kills because at this point, once they get the clean kills here, which wasn't super clean because a nice play from Toronto to repinch, but Chris picks it up. At this point, 4 dead is shocked.
Sim closes it out with a 3-piece. Good job by Sim, but a good plays on the rotation for FaZe. It comes down to crucial 1v1s on the rotation.
Toronto can do much middle map on this P1. Watch pretty much how this breaks out, Tom. Like from the beginning, FaZe obviously has middle because they're rotating through there. And then after this situation, number 6, Alec gets that kill, and at that point, they have middle marked down.
FaZe do a good job running the choo-choo train. They shift over. They're doing the shift. Somebody guys hits hill, he picks up mid, and they have all the lanes cut off. And on top of that, they just won all their fights. They won their ones. We talk about it all the time. Sometimes some of these 1v1 gunfights are like so crucial. You know, like some gunfights really do win or lose you maps. So,
but Chris, actually, I just saw something nasty. So watch number 2 on this hill, and I also wonder if Simp saw him cross here, because watch the way number 8 plays this.
He saw him. He saw him for sure. But the way he called him out. He called him out.
How he knows how to rotate over and take the close.
He saw him.
He saw him. He was holding a good angle right there. Good play.
Chris said that Alec called it out. So
good
there's
play.
great rotation plays at the end of phase. I thought they were going to lose this map after that last P4, but
they clutched up, man. They clutched up. And then we go into the map number 5. And to be honest, I didn't know who was going to win the map number 5, but Atlanta FaZe, they just looked more prepared. They looked more prepared on the Berlin. They were. Go ahead,
you didn't know who was going to win the map number 5?
I mean, I listen back at the end of the day.
The number 1 team in the world is going to win the map number 5.
Here we
2 and 2 and 3 and 3 in game 5. This looked like a little bit of a coin flip, but FaZe obviously pulled out there.
I feel like it's anybody's game at that point, Pat.
Yeah.
And I still think I agree with Ben. I still think FaZe looks a little sloppy at times. They definitely have to clean things up still.
I would agree, but I think when they get back in their element on land, there's no computer number 7 for our boy Alec. I think we're gonna see a different FaZe.
Here's my thing, Pat.
Ray, what do you think? Is Ray still here? What do you think about computer number 7?
No comment on the matter.
Yo, by the way, Ray, which is fair. Ray
let me
cannot give a comment because his team did not play on that side all weekend.
Let me say one thing to that though.
That's also true.
Let me finish.
That is Fugazi.
One second, I was eating. So last year, was it major? I think it's major 5, the one that Toronto ended up losing to Minnesota in the finals. I'm pretty sure every single matchup except one matchup, the team that was on the home side lost.
Yeah, but isn't usually the lower seeded team on the away side though?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just telling you, like from the basis of what it is. If you're talking about like setups and computers and whatnot, like every single team, besides I think one match, was literally there was a one-sided stage affair. Who was playing on that side of the stage
Wow, man.
I feel like those are it's just coincidental. It's a coincidence.
To put this to bed, someone did a breakdown of all the KDs on every single one of the stations. They were all pretty even, so no Computer 7 controversy.
No, I think the Computer 7 thing is a little
fugazi.
fugazi.
That thing all over again, Tom.
That's fugazi.
I think the one thing we take away from is just to get a Lynn in the chat, right? Lynn set up the entirety of the stage for the matches, so that's my takeaway.
Honestly, though, I need to know what's Ray eating over there.
Yeah, Ray, what are you eating? Because it sounds like you're smacking on that shit.
Tacos.
Tacos.
Good old tacos.
Some tacos. He's from Canada.
Lord, I feel disrespected.
He's from Canada. That's how he says it.
Canada doesn't claim that. That's what Ray says.
No, Canada don't claim that.
French Canadian.
Yeah, he is true. That's different, right? French Canadians
French
different.
Canadians they're a different country. They like to be treated differently.
Oh, okay. Maybe
so. That, but I mean,
FaZe end up.
Canadian politics aside.
Yo, someone, give me some insight here. Is Jimbo's from Quebec?
Is he? I have no idea.
I believe so.
French Canadian. Oh man, I'm the new biggest fan then. Oh, shit.
Wow.
Let's go Jimbo, Team Jimbo hashtag.
He needs it, so.
Wait, can he speak French?
Give him some time, bro.
Listen,
that's what I said. Right. That's what I said, Ray. Give him time.
Expect every player to come in the fucking league and just start ripping heads.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Simp and Abizi ruined the expectations of people joining the league.
No, but why are we acting like they were in the league? Like you're acting like they just came out and destroyed everything. They were around for a while before that. No.
Yeah, but people didn't come in.
They couldn't play.
Yeah, they didn't play H.
Okay, that's fair.
But still, I if someone came in like and had a 0.9, had a few 0.9s, it'd be one thing. But like to come in on, let's say the worst team in the game and then throw up like a 0.4 and a 0.7 and then another 0.7, like I get what you're saying. Yeah, give them time. But at some point you got to just be like, maybe this person was not ready for the league.
I mean, Pat, also.
And somebody else out there is more deserving, which I do believe is the case.
But Jimbo played bad, then he played good, and then he played bad.
Well, no, Tommy, I was gonna say
twice.
Yeah, but it's not bad. It's horrendous.
They're also not. Look, guys, let's be realistic. They're also not the team with the best team chemistry. They're also
exactly.
Not
That's what I was gonna say.
100%. He's getting put into a system that's not working.
Like for a rookie, it's really hard for them to play well, but for them to play on the worst team, it's gonna be even harder for them to play well.
Well, that was Havoc's whole argument. That was Havoc's whole argument why he declined the offer. He felt like the system wasn't gonna work.
I disagree with that because Hydra literally looks like a top 5 player in the game.
Well, I also think if you're making multiple changes, the system changes as well. I mean, you gotta come in. And that was my argument to that. But I mean,
that's also a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think if you're changing half the team, you know, you guys...
Wait, real quick before we move on, I want to say that argument about like, oh, these people have been around is completely irrelevant because all these players, besides like the only person I can think of is Capsidal because he's been around in like S&D, but in terms of respawn, no, hold on, Capsidal, sorry, but he's been around in S&D, but he hasn't been around respawn, and he's probably one of the better rookies like lately. Every other rookie that's came in, they've been playing this entire time in challengers. It's not like they just came out of nowhere.
And on quantity.
So we can't even make. Yeah, exactly.
Even the Simp and the Bees, the Cell, the Dashy thing, those guys are taking everybody's lunch money in S&D.
Well, and the Jimbo thing, people were calling him the Grim Reaper of challengers. Like, if
Jimbo's been around for a while.
If you're gonna get a label of the Grim Reaper of challengers and then come in the pro league and throw up stinker after stinker, I don't think you need more time. If you were dominating challengers and you're just not dominating the pro league, I just think it's a clear difference that you're not ready for the pro league.
Well,
let's move
but hold on, man, 1 second.
One second.
But before, in order to get to that level in the pro league, I feel like getting shit on is like learning in a way. You get used to the pace of the game. It's just a different pace at the pro level.
And I think that's where Chris said, like, there's getting shit on, and then there's just throwing up a fucking horrendous worst stat line of the entirety of the CDL.
Oh, come on, Pat. Yeah, but people have done that, bro.
That's not right.
And listen, I was talking to Ant the other day. I even said it to Ant when I was talking to Shotzi, but he struggled. I know he's on LAN. I know. But still,
he was frying online. He was literally having his way with people online.
Yeah, but
it's not the same argument.
They weren't playing competitive matches online,
them.
All right.
We can't. And last word on the Paris thing. He's also not the only inconsistent person on the team right now.
True.
So let's not all put that on his shoulders.
Also, we're not comparing a fucking multi-world champion in a different game to fucking a challenger player. Like, no offense.
I'm just saying, when rookies come in, sometimes they might struggle early on. They need time, and some rookies need more time than others. We can't just write people off in 2 weeks. Like, that's ridiculous, bro. That is fucking ridiculous.
My problem though is what teams have done so far is they give those challenger players all year, and then at the end of the year they realize, well, we wasted our fucking time and our money, and then they drop them at the end of the year. Like to me, it's just why not get rid of them right away if you're gonna end up getting rid of them at the end of the year after you get dead last in the league.
I'm not gonna lie. I think your lifespan in COD, in terms of like chance to prove yourself, is maybe a month, maybe.
Well, there are a lot
Let me speak to this as a GM.
It's not fucking pro sports, bro. You don't develop talent in COD. I'm sorry, it's just not realistic.
You develop knowledge, though, Pat.
I don't know if I agree with that take, but
I don't agree with that at all.
You want me to speak to this?
Yeah, let's let Ray have the floor. Go ahead, Ray.
I'm a GM, COD connoisseur, player, head coach, cheerleader.
I like that.
So realistically, the whole argument, like the one thing I'll agree with Pat here is that like especially because of the lane of the season now being kind of short, you don't really have time to mess around that much.
Yeah.
Like some of the teams like Ren, we're like what? We're almost like let's say we're a little less than a third of the season done.
Yeah.
Like if you're at the bottom and you're having issues still, like and you're not really seeing a way up, like changes are probably better off for you now, unless you're just really looking at next year right away. So the mentality there to me is like, is your system around your team, that your coaching staff, your player staff, are people going to be willing to teach the player that's coming in the right things and work on it as a team? If the mentality as a team is just immediately looking to like, oh yeah, this guy's just not it, like the team's thinking that way, then you're wasting your time, obviously. But if there's a good communication and a good dialogue between the staff, the GM, the head coach, and the players about, hey, look, like we feel like we have the proper amount of talent here, we just got to make things work, then like I think waiting all year is the right thing to do. It's just really depending on where you feel. When has that ever happened, though?
I can't think of any situation where that ever happened. And not only that, COD is so like year to year, right? Like we went from Cold War to Vanguard. I would argue those were completely different play styles of COD. So it's like, well, not completely different, but you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, but you still play it different. Right. And so like, let's say you picked up someone in Cold War and developed them in Cold War, and then you get Vanguard and they're just not a good fucking Vanguard player. Like you still wasted the same thing.
I mean, one of the traits,
pro sports is so different because you're playing the exact same thing no matter what indefinitely.
Pat, I would also argue that, like, going back to what you're saying about how like it goes much deeper than just a player and it goes into the system. No offense to some of these teams, I think there's maybe 4 teams that have a all-around, well-rounded like support, like with like their coach, GM, and stuff like that, that are qualified enough to actually do that with the player, and that's probably why we won't see that for a while. Because there just isn't enough people.
Culture, man.
And the four you're talking about have the best players on the highest contracts.
Yeah, so they're not picking up somebody like that.
Talent.
They're not picking up something like that unless there's a fucking anomaly like happening. So
let's
pivot now. We'll go
to this. I want to talk a little bit about this map. FaZe got out to a big lead ish, and then Toronto to bring it back. Starts with this really good play from Insight in what ends up being a 1v1.
Bance makes a good play here.
My apologies, not Insight. And Bance makes a good play on MC, who's playing top 3, gets some good timing, and they start to bring it back.
I actually like the play from MC to sit top 3. I like the play. He kind of got bad timing right here. He gets pretty bad timing. I think he would have saw him through the floor if he kept looking there. And then Bance was able to find a timing there. Good play. But I just feel like top 3, you could see the whole map. So you could just like catch him slipping, So it was a good play, but Bance, he wrapped back. He's able to take him out. They start bringing it back a little bit. Toronto's got the clutch factor, man. They definitely got that in them. That's for sure.
This is a weird round. FaZe are going to kind of mega back off on this one. They're also going to get blooded, and they play a really deep retake. Love MC. I've noticed this series, this man needs to grab those shoes out of the pantry and start hitting some routes. I think he probably should have pinched a little bit earlier in this round.
Mega route here,
took forever to hit this. What was, I think,
to be fair, if you're MC, you kind of have to do that because you don't know where Toronto's playing. They can be pulling a Lamar. Lamar be doing that shit. He'll be his whole team's on the A side. Yeah, he's in warehouse playing a fucking late flanker, watching a pinch or some shit. Like MC's taking his time because he doesn't want to get shot in the back or shot in the side from somebody playing an off angle or a late pinch. And then FaZe do such a good job staying patient. Like Simp and fucking Alec do a great job waiting. They don't bite the bullet. They just wait. They hold and hold and hold. You'll see other teams, they'll fucking just start running. They get impatient. They start getting antsy. You know, so just really good plays.
Speaking of patience, Tom,
Yeah.
really love this spot from Ben Vance here.
Great spot. Great
This is
spot.
an
Somebody
absolute
used this.
cringe
I
spot.
actually learned about this spot on rank play.
That's godlike.
that's
So
probably
somebody
godlike.
actually did that to me in rank play on hardpoint, and I 180 turned on him. Not to gas myself up or anything, but you know I shit on him, and I started using it, and that's a really good spot. People are definitely gonna start checking that for sure.
For sure.
For sure. MC, that fucking mega route from MC, you know MC was fucking screaming when he was taking that mega route. You know he was stay alive. Well, everybody stay alive. I'm behind him. I'm behind him. I'm behind him. Cracked him. Cracked. Fucking running all the way around, just over and over again, just telling him to stay alive. So good plays. I'm sure the comms are good there.
Oh, Toronto does a Minnesota shot right there. You don't pick up the bomb right away.
Yeah,
Interesting.
this is the swing round in the
It's a
map.
god strat.
Sims, there's a lot of nade kills go down in this map, in this round, but it really comes down to nades at FaZe throws, especially that nade from Alex at the end, to go ahead and win this round on defense.
Yeah,
So
the nades they were hitting was definitely helping them.
Middle, and then you're gonna see number 5 here. MC's gonna get gunned, but number 6 Alex gonna hit a crazy nade, and I'll show the replay as well. They showed after the nade he actually threw.
Alex grenade here, it has to be a lineup, right? It's a lineup. Pretty much. Or unless, well, it's not that hard of a grenade to throw, right? You just throw it into the window. But how does he get it over the bomb site? Does he bank it? Or like, how the hell does he?
Bounces.
It bounces, right? He
It
throws
just
it to the
bounces.
left of the bomb.
Or it bounces off the
You'll see
wall,
in a
yeah.
sec, so.
He throws it to the left and it bounces off the wall.
This
No
one, you're
lineup?
Phoenix, you're losing
Okay.
full,
I
like-
thought it might have been a lineup,
Yeah.
Chris. I didn't know.
That was a Yobi.
That was definitely a Yobi. That nade won him the round for sure.
They'll show here in a second because we'll do this nice little insta replay thingamabob.
Yo, how do you guys feel about this little replay shit they be doing? You guys like it?
W production for sure.
You think so?
Yeah,
I like
win.
it. You know, we get a lot of stuff that comes in our replay machine, and we've been trying to kind of figure out how to make replay work a little bit more, especially when we're at events. So there's a nice graphic we have where it's like 70-30 that we can do with replays.
That's a
We've
win.
been
That's
using
a win.
lot this
That's a win.
stage.
That's a win.
It's a rare
'cause I
win.
think it kind of helps show what's going on at the same time. So you see here.
Oh, that's a
Nady
good
throws.
grenade. That's a good grenade.
That's elite.
That is a real good grenade.
Kobe.
It's gonna
Good
keep people like,
plays.
interested on the stream too. Like they're not gonna want to turn away and like look at other things while like you're showing nothing. So get that watch time up.
That's an impressive toss. That is an impressive toss. Good job out of Alec. He finds the grenade kill, and then at this point, this is FaZe's map to lose.
Yeah, Christmas goes big. I think this round to close it out.
They all do. They all just win their ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
good
that's
round, Adam.
all she wrote.
That's all. So
I
when's the
think,
next? When's the next set of matches we see, Ben?
So I think just kind of
Friday?
final
Thursday?
steps here. So for both teams, some spicy matchups. So Toronto play twice next week. Their first match on Friday against Paris. I'd expect that a dub out of them. Then they play New York. Last match on Sunday, which is going to be a very interesting match. Seeding, we'll know scenarios. That one might be a little bit crazy for FaZe. They play Florida last match on Friday. That one will be interesting. And then a
Okay.
match, I know if Ray's still here, he's probably looking forward to this one.
Who is it?
FaZe versus Optic, second to last match.
Oh, we got a FaZe Optic next weekend.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Oh
Let's
shit.
see it.
Aches
Let's
is
see
also
it.
looking forward to it.
Yo,
I
Ray,
think-
Ray. I think the whole FaZe versus Optic thing, me and you should just 1v1 for it all. I think that's what we should do.
I'm with it.
No, let's
What
do
are
it,
we
Ray.
doing? We're going golfing?
Oh fuck. No, I'm fucked. If we go golfing, Ray, I'm
wait.
fucked.
Ray, can we get a official quote? Are you guys gonna be experimenting your map pool in that series?
No comment on the matter.
Well, I just want to know in case you lose. I want to make sure
He's
the
not
excuse
right.
is predetermined.
Oh, there's no excuse. We lose, we lose, we win, we win. Don't fucking matter with me, bro.
Okay, just making sure.
The one that matters is gonna be mid August on the big stage. That's the one
Like
that's gonna
that.
matter to me.
That is, yeah. When FaZe is holding that shit
Good
up.
take.
I'm sorry, I meant Toronto Ultra's holding that shit up.
Pat doesn't even remember all.
Hey,
the
make your
I
mind
thought
up,
you said-
bro.
I
Come
thought you
on.
said
You're right.
Maybe
You're
that's
right.
it.
You're right. You're right. You
Major
see,
two.
you see what he be doing? You see the
I
mind
thought
games
you
he's
said
playing?
major 2 at first. But
careful,
yeah,
Ray,
in
be careful.
You
August.
said mid-August, but it's all good.
Yeah. I was thinking. I heard major in mid, but listen, Toronto's gonna hold that one up for sure. They're gonna figure out their hardpoint game. But
Oh, look at
anyway,
the
Ben,
standings here. Optic number 1, Pat. Look at that.
is that
FaZe
the
2.
overall? That's the
That's
overall,
overall
right?
CDL point standings right now.
Yeah. 5-point difference.
Wait,
That's
so
not-
so if FaZe beats Optic, are they number 1? Is this for the number 1 seed?
Yeah, they'd be if they both win.
That's a pretty cool. That's cool.
They'd be ahead by 5 points. But
Let's
I
go.
mean,
That's
it's
gonna be
clear,
lit.
if you look at these point standings right now, FaZe, Optic, Texas, and London are pulling away from everybody else. It's still really tight though. If you look at, if we assume
Wait,
top 8 may get a
Didn't
chance.
FaZe play 4 games already this stage?
Yeah, you guys only have one next
Yeah, we
week, right?
have LEG next as well.
So
before
if you
that,
win and you lose, then you'd be ahead by 5, right?
coming for you, Asim.
Yeah.
Take me, bro.
Oh,
it'll be a good match. It'll be a good match for sure.
Oh,
It is kind of, yeah, I'm fucking with it, bro. Yeah, one thing I want to say though, but like when you guys talk about vetoes a lot of shit, like
Yep.
I understand that you guys don't see what happens in scrims too, man. Like
That's the
like,
point
there
we
are
made on the show,
yeah. Like you guys need to keep making that point because I get the mentality, and you guys are like, I mean, not twisting this shit, but like there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes you guys don't know about. So like even like, fuck, man, our
Very true.
Our Berlin win-loss in scrims is probably fucking legit, bro. Like,
Yeah,
just
no,
like-
that's true. That's true.
But I mean, there are still some
But
videos.
aren't scrims kind of are scrims kind of host fucky, right? At times.
No, we play on the same. We
Oh,
mostly
okay.
play on the same servers we play during matches.
The
so-
problem is,
Alright, alright.
Pretty
the
fair.
problem is though, and I hope every single player here will agree. Scrims do not always represent the most realistic picture of how
No.
games play out.
No, because the pace of the actual games are a little different.
Way
than scrims,
different.
most of them, but I wouldn't say way different. For
Depends
some
on-
teams,
I
way
personally think it
For some
depends on a
teams, it might
team.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
certain
some teams,
teams.
it might be. I would agree with
Yeah, for certain teams, it definitely is.
100%.
But not for everybody.
And
Way I
I think
see
it's
it, unless
also
you-
the
But it's just the mentality of like obviously like just think about the amount of games you get to play now. Like we're literally playing 5 games like for 3.5, 4 weeks. So like what do you think we're gonna base our vetoes and game decisions on, scrims or the 2 games we played last week? Like
Yeah.
Well, definitely both are going to be a consideration, but we're talking about like overall matchups, team versus team specifically. Like when we were talking about those Thieves examples, like that, they're just, I don't give a fuck what the scrim stats said, what the match said. There is no sense that Thieves would play Rokkr on one of their better hard points and ban Thieves' second best hard point. I don't care what the stats sheet say. Like that just makes no sense at all.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
they
think it's
might have
different
been-
when it's close, but when there's glaring fucking weaknesses and strengths on both ends, it kind of just.
Or the
I mean, they might have had a
Tuscan-
bad week
Tuscan
of practice.
control.
They tweeted about it. They said they had a bad week of practice.
I mean,
maybe
they've had
some
a
of their-
bad week period. They're 0-4. They're
Yeah.
sucking, but at least play the odds. Like favorability, you still are going to be better off doing traditionally what we have. We know matchup wise, they're going to stand a better chance first. And like the Toronto Ultra example, like, bro, and here's my biggest thing, Ray, and I hope you agree with this. If I have veto power, why would I, like if I'm the higher seed or whatever, why would I pick the map that if you were higher seed, you would have picked anyway? Like that just makes no sense. Like why would you let another team be comfortable when you have the veto power?
But then you have to think of it more like, I mean, you can recognize this as a player. I don't disagree with you, but you can recognize as a player, like if you're not comfortable in the other map period, you're gonna want to go into like their comfort, their
But they
lack of
were.
comfort, or your
But
comfort.
JCap's logic was like they were just better at the other one because they matched up against they were 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own ways of going about it. I'm not disagreeing, but
And
ultimately,
Pat, I
like,
also don't.
understand.
Go ahead, Ray. My bad.
Let me finish one thing.
Yeah,
one
go
thing.
ahead, go ahead.
Ultimately, I don't know about how it works with most teams, but like I'm the head coach or whatever, but like we make decisions as a team, dude. Like I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
make
sure
the-
everyone does.
I'm not gonna
yeah.
force the players to do something
That's
they
what I
don't
was
want to
gonna
do. So
say.
it's the
That's what I was gonna say.
same thing in that camp, bro. Like if the players just aren't feeling something because that week of practice was shit on that map and they're like zero confidence about what they're doing, then they're not gonna go and play. I don't care what the
Yeah,
stats say, dude.
yeah.
Like
I was gonna say the same thing, Ray. I was gonna say, Pat, you're always saying like cap, but there's no way he's not talking to the team. They're probally all making
No, I
it as a
know, they
decision.
definitely are. Yeah.
You know, like it comes down to the whole squad when it comes to vetoes. The whole team, everybody's got to speak up when it comes to that shit. And
Listen, I agree. And when I was playing, if 3 people or 2 people made a terrible case, I would be like, that makes no fucking sense. Like, we're still playing the fucking map.
unless the
win.
players don't care and they just let Cap do it. Because I know there's definitely some players that are like
I
that.
can speculate all you want.
Wait,
You don't know
and
the full
when
story.
TP, I think TP was in here watching earlier, bro. Like Krim, for example, at World War II champs.
Oh, I heard this.
I literally saw
I
TP's
saw
face
live too, Pat.
melting as Krim was sitting there telling the person who we want what they wanted to veto, and I'm watching TP like, oh my god, it's the biggest mistake ever. And Krim and I don't know who was decided, maybe it was Octane, decided the vetoes, and I'm laughing like, dude, they just gave us the only way we could win this series.
Yeah, you got to find. I think
Took
the
advantage of it, good
takeaway
man.
the takeaway point is you got to find the balance between playing the numbers and playing what you're comfortable on, and make sure that you're trying to avoid, like when you can, giving the other team a good map set, but you need to have confidence as well. So it's not like an easy line to walk.
Yep. Well, let's get
You know
into
what,
the.
Ben?
Oh, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
What we're thinking, Ben, to that? That's why practice is so effing
Yep,
important.
that's
Okay?
facts.
Yes,
Everyone
sir.
in the
Talk
chat,
about
everyone in the
practice,
chat, you're trying to
Ray.
become a professional player. Practice is key.
Yeah, right. They always hit you with the questions in chat. How do I become a better player? Let them know how to become a better player, Ray. Let them know.
Literally,
Play the game, man.
every single time you play the game, there needs to be a learning process.
Every
No matter
time.
what you do, I don't care if you're shooting bots or you're playing anything. There has to be something. There's some takeaways.
Mhm.
So next time you get on the game, you're working on something else and you're growing your little knowledge book of COD.
Yeah, especially
That's
if
it,
you
I'm out.
especially if you love it, you're passionate for it. You'd be able to do that every day. Go for it. Ray, you're out. You dipping? Did he just mute out on that? That's lit. He just dropped the fucking mic. He dropped the fucking mic. I thought he did just dip the fuck out. Let the team speak. I said, "Jeez, this guy's a
Great show,
man."
guys. I'm out of here as well.
Yeah, take care, man. Take care. We're about to do
Me and Chris
predictions.
gotta dip
I don't
out,
think
so
any of
yeah.
you guys want
User
Juju here on any of
Ben
this
Pot,
stuff.
Ben Pot, let's fucking get it.
We got to do the predictions first.
Oh fuck, yeah, fuck.
We got
alright.
Paris versus
Ben,
Toronto, LA Thieves versus Gorillas. We got FaZe versus Mutineers.
Ben, I bet on you, all right? So make sure you win that pot.
Oh shit! All right, we got I got Toronto 3-1.
User
I
left your
got LAG 3-2. I got Atlanta FaZe 3-1.
I got Toronto
Boom.
3-0. Sorry, Paris. I think Thieves and LEG is going to be a map 5 banger, but I think LEG is probably the better S&D team right now, and Thieves probably need to get an S&D analyst. So I got LEG 3-2. And I got FaZe versus Florida 3-1. I think Florida will be state competitive, but if you're Florida, seriously consider not playing Bocage hardpoint in the series.
Some talk about. Let's go, Pat. Who you got?
I'll go Ultra, FaZe, and I don't even know about that second one. Fuck it. I'll go Gorillas.
All right. And is anybody else in here that wants to do these predictions? Anybody? Chris, you here?
I'm here. Yeah.
Predictions. Hit them off, baby.
I got Ultra 3-0. I got Gorillas 3-2, and I got FaZe 3-0.
I like that, Chris. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Everybody put your hands together because BenJDC is going to sink this part. Drop your channel point predictions. Pat, how much you putting on Ben today? What are you doing? What are you doing here?
I don't
You
got
lost
any.
everything.
I got too much lights on. Hold on.
You lost everything, Pat?
Yeah, I'm out,
Oh, man. Is that
I'm
Ben's
building
fault?
back up. Yeah, I'm building back up.
Oh, man. Holy shit. Well, chat, let me know who you guys are going with here. Let's see if Ben can sink this part. We had a special guest in Rambo Ray coming to the show. We know Rambo Ray's a big golfing fan, so Ben cannot miss this one.
He's going wide left though. If I had the bet.
I'll go wide right. We'll go to the usual. He's going to step up with those smelly-ass fucking slippers on, and let's see what he can do. He's gonna miss the ball. It's wide right. It's wide right, ladies and gentlemen. He left it. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Mr. BenJDC missed the putt. Ben, talk to us. Talk to us. What's going on, Ben?
I just pushed it a little, man. Push it slightly, and you know.
What are you gonna,
it's
Ben? Hey, it's a learning experience. Okay, we talk about it on the show all the time.
all
right.
good. I'm hitting the, you know, better days ahead with
Better,
the putter, so.
Ben, better days ahead, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna end it on that note. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites that we're on, and go follow the Flank at the Flank on Twitter. Gershie's doing a good job over there. And Pat, tell him to like the video. Pat, tell him to like the video, man.
Like the fucking video. And
Fucking
use
go.
the subscribe button as a fuck H button.
That's good. Hey, Pat, that's good stuff right
You like
there.
that?
That's what
You
I'm
like that?
talking about. Let's run the intro. We're out.
Have a good night.